our team of intrepid adventurers had just started making their way into the burnt district of the lost city of Danos. Um, as they were traveling into it, they found that a dust storm was starting to kick up as some heavy and intense winds were beginning to swirl around them. And as they make their way further and further into this district of ash, they eventually wound up encountering a group that they didn't want to see again. Um, a familiar looking copper colored guardian that is wandering around the city, whose name they don't currently know, but apparently wanted to get his shit back as they had previously defeated him and taken some of his tonfa. And then they met another friend of his that he referred to as the big guy, who proved to be a 15 to 20 foot tall golem. Battle ensued. The constructs were mostly dispatched until the golem had revealed itself to be two elementals, one water and one fire, and the copper guardian had gone back into his ball lightning form, wherein two new people showed up and attempted to step in and assist with the fight, scaring away the elementals. A being made of bones and blue flame, who you found out is named Hongaron, who is a lich, as you all later found out, and his what he referred to as his eidolon and did not name. And where we just left off, you guys had traveled through one of Hongaron's portals, and are now in his home.
Hey, Connor.
What?
Is he delicious?
Oh God.
No.
Okay, how much psychic damage did we take from that?
Man, I'm sure happy you don't have that amulet of Asterinian. Otherwise, you'd be taking some serious damage.
Take 19 damage.
Nailed it.
Well, I'm unconscious, so.
Wow.
So we're in the middle of a discussion. Gale heard a specific language word that only Gale could understand.
Yes.
So the first question right out of the gate, Gale's going to ask if redacted phrase is still around.
I believe so.
But
I see no reason for them not to be.
All right.
What are you guys talking about?
Carl, this is part of the thing where if I could explain it, I would, but I can't because you can't understand even when I try and explain.
Does
Okay,
he
what
know the language?
Maybe you can explain. I'll turn to the lich.
Language.
Well,
Whatever you're saying, I can't understand. Apparently, because you're not alive,
Dead.
and my friend here was brought back, you guys can understand it, but the rest of us can't. Do you know why?
I haven't the slightest. I'm simply speaking layman's tongue. No reason for me to be speaking in another language.
That's
Uh,
that's what I'm starting to figure out. I think there are
Not a
specific
language.
words or phrases that
yeah.
only those who have died and come back or are actually dead they can understand.
Out of
People
curiosity,
who've never died can't understand it.
I'm just wondering, are we your first visitors in a while, or do you often have visitors?
No, I very rarely have any visitors. It's been quite some time, but I've been able to occupy myself working on my studies and creating objects and spending time with Jermaine.
Who?
Jermaine. He's one of my companions.
Who's Jermaine?
I'm
Was
sure
that the
he will
big
turn
one?
up at some point. No. That is my eidolon. He is, well, it is nameless.
Listen, guys, I need to go call our boss. So I'm gonna. You guys have fun. I'm gonna step out.
Okay.
Where? this is his home.
Just gonna go off to the
We could
side.
just explore.
If you don't mind, Hongaron. I need to.
I'm sure you can find a side room. I'll be
Thanks.
sure to close the door behind you.
Mr. Do you say you've had many you have studies. Do you happen to have books on fiends?
Not many.
Just
The
it's
undead
just-
were never my field of sorry, my mistake.
No.
The fiends were never my field of expertise.
well, we just seems to be running into fiendish things all over the place, and I've just curious about. I mean, that's fine. It's fine.
What
Thank you,
what
though.
was your area expertise? Or what is? I'm sorry, I don't know the proper phrasing for you.
Is
All right.
I still exist. While I may not live currently, I do still exist.
Oh, okay. Wasn't sure the proper terms because you're still here. Makes
Mm.
sense.
My field of expertise was the arcane as a whole. I would spend hours upon hours practicing the art of the arcane and attempting to master it, and learning as many of the in and outs as I could. It is why I have continued to live on, while I should have died many, many years ago. It is
Wait.
the answer to my unlife.
Did you
When-
not want to die?
You cannot continue to learn if you are dead. After all, death is very final.
What? It's not that final. There's a whole other world on the other side of things.
I'm sure there is.
I've seen it.
Hmm.
It's not that bad.
But there is still an entire world here. Much to find, much to learn. And unfortunately, a single lifetime is but a blink in the eyes of history.
Mm.
So I must buy as much time as I can.
And how much time have you spent here
Much,
on this world?
very much.
Want to get a bit more
Since before
detailed
the
there.
schism?
And let's see. I completed my binding. It must have been before the gods went away. It must have been about 150 or so years, I believe.
Before the gods went away?
Yes.
So you were there then? What
Eh,
what happened?
I was not
What
there.
exactly?
I simply was.
Do you know
Believe
what
me, if I had
year
a
it is?
front row seat to witness a battle between the gods, I don't believe that I would still be standing here today.
So they fought.
To my knowledge. After all, they're not here anymore.
But they're still around.
Not physically.
No, they usually send other people to talk.
They must. They're required to. While you guys are having this conversation, Dea,
Yes.
you stepped away to go call Abro.
Yes.
Okay, so you step away into a back room, and as Hongaron said, as you step into the side room, the door closes shut behind you. You do not hear it lock, but the door shuts behind you.
Spooky.
You're gonna die.
I'm gonna die.
Fine. He's not gonna
I'm
kill
in
us.
danger. No,
Question. Weird. And does this also count as a short rest, Connor?
Not yet.
Not
You'll
yet, okay.
you'll know when you guys get to deal with your rest. And
Yes,
I'm not
sir.
I'm not counting it right now because you guys very well could start a fight with Hongaron, and I'm going to let you know right
Yeah.
now.
I draw my
If-
sword and I run
If
him
we,
through.
if we go in that direction, I have a feeling we're
We're
going to have a
gonna
party wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all
I
gonna
think
we're all
die. It's
very
Dave's
aware
gonna
of that
walk
as well.
out and her party's dead. She's gonna be like,
It's not just a lich. It's a lich in his home with a companion who can do fighting for him.
Yeah, no,
we're-
thank
we're-
you. God.
The fact that he
And
could
Bill
literally power
walks
would
out,
kill
and it's
every one of
that-
us.
It's that gift from a Community.
Community.
She walks back into the room holding
Everything's
pizza,
on
and the
fire.
whole place is on fire. And she's like,
Daya,
yes.
you call Abra. I believe by the time you're calling, it's probably the early to mid-afternoon, I believe.
Okay.
So you would hear Abra pick up and go, hold on a second, as it sounds like he's in a very crowded room. And you hear him kind of step away to another location, and the door shuts behind him. And eventually he goes, all right, what's up?
So I come bearing interesting news, but I wanted to sort of ask you some things about Toct.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as an aside, we know that he came from. This is me talking. We know he came from like an island off of Lucretia, right?
In the file, it's listed that he came from an island off of the coast of Lucretia,
Yes.
near enough to basically be counted as part of Lucretia. Really, aside from that, general background and history wasn't listed as it wasn't deemed relevant to the investigation.
Yes. Okay. Uh, so, Avro, do you know if Toct ever had anything to do with the Red Hand,
Where's hand?
the cult,
Hand?
the followers of
Oh.
Rahine?
Oh, yes. No, I wouldn't have let him in if I figured that out. And if he was in when I figured it out, I would have gotten rid of him.
Well, did he? Do you know if he had like run-ins with them? Like, did he like hurt him at some point or something?
That I don't know for certain. I wasn't able to get much in the way of information about the island he lived on. Individuals I sent there reported that it appeared to be okay, so assuming his family was fine.
So as far as you know, he wouldn't have a strong reason to say
Yes.
drop an island on the city where the followers of Rahine are centered. Just hypothetically.
That's a very specific example.
We're fucked. We're caught.
I don't know. He certainly lived in Lucretia for a time, both on the island and on mainland. So I don't know
Hey,
for a
Kana.
fact.
Kana,
What?
where was the island located?
Off the coast.
Was it like more north or more
North or
south?
south?
Really, it'd be a little more towards the middle section of
Okay.
it.
So
So
it'd be
kind
a
of like
divide.
around there-ish. I mean, a lot of things happened. Ultimately, he wound up coming here. How old was he? Must be in his 40s now. Yeah, he must have shown up when he was youngish. So
How long was he a part of the Blue Cloaks for until he disappeared?
fair while.
Fair while.
Quite a while. Like he was around long enough for me to recognize him by name and for other people to recognize him by name.
Interesting. One more train of thought. Have you ever heard of someone being like possessed by a demon or controlled by a demon? Just hypothetically.
Ignore that scratching noise. That's me scratching my chin. Abra doesn't have a beard.
You were scratching your chin?
Yeah.
Oh.
None that come to mind right away. I know fiends that are strong enough certainly can influence people. But I couldn't really give you like a time and day and example. I know it is theoretically possible, but most of the times they just kind of do their business by promising power and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
What's this got to do with this whole situation? Because you did mention that whole dropping an island thing, and I'm not walking away from that one.
It's fine. We've got it under control.
We've got 10 days.
We've got 10 days.
We got a week and a half. It's fine.
All right. Full disclosure. This talked fellow is apparently trying to drop Danos onto the capital of what was his name again?
Barca.
Say that again.
It's the city's, I think, pronounced Barca, isn't it?
Barca.
It is Barca.
Yeah. So we're trying to take care of it, but it just seems weird that he would want to do it, and he doesn't seem necessarily right of mind. And this other person we met mentioned him wearing a black cloak, and I was just thinking that he's not in his right mind.
Mm.
But-
All right. In that case, I'll give you a directive in that case. I'm going to think of this as if you can guarantee to me and you can tell me without a doubt in your mind that he is not sane and bring him back alive, I'll increase the reward.
Oh, well, I was gonna do that anyway, but that will help me convince my companions.
If you find out that he is not sane and he's doing this and he's in his right mind, it would probably be for the best to just deal with him.
Right.
Just deal with him and get rid of him. And if you can't manage to stop him or restrain him enough to actually get him back here, then fine. It's acceptable. We'll go with the normal reward. But if you're going to be dealing with a crazy person and you're going to be taking a ship back here with a crazy person on board, then it may be for the best that I bump the reward a little bit.
Well, if he's not doing this 100% of his own will and right out of his right mind, I'll do my best to bring him back alive.
All right. Good luck. I'm going to request that you stop the island from falling.
Yeah, you know what? I don't want it to fall either. So don't worry about that.
Okay. I'll let you get back to it. Good luck. Don't die.
Yeah, I don't really want to die either, so I'll try.
Hmm.
Thanks, boss. Talk to you
No
later.
problem. Yeah, and if you can get the Ocean Blues back over to Shane at some point, that'd be good.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Peace. She hangs out.
So back to the others.
Wait,
So
what?
What?
No. The other. With that being said, Becca, I'll bring you back into the conversation. With
Yeah,
the
just
others.
let me know when Deo walks back out.
No
'cause-
problem. It'll take like a minute or two.
Yeah.
Hongaron.
Yes.
Then, since apparently we can't really understand whatever the other thing you're talking about is, how about some useful information so that we can try and stop the island from falling? How does it move exactly? What controls it?
Magic.
That
knew it.
makes sense.
Real informative, aren't you?
Is it?
Well,
is
We
it-
didn't know for
The
sure.
how isn't necessarily that important. It uses matter.
But how
It's
can we stop
controlled
it?
by individuals granted titles. who are deemed important enough, and if more than one is present at a time, then control is
What? Hold up.
democratically decided.
There has to be more than one.
No. If more than one is present.
Wait, don't you have one of those titles? Couldn't you say, "Hey, don't
No.
sink the
The
island"?
title is declared and shown by the mantle you wear.
And he has yours,
has
or
the
you don't
mantle.
have it.
He has it.
Are
Is
there
it
others?
the only one?
Nah. To my knowledge, yes. The only others I remember possessing these were my companions, Pata and Takawaju. They are both gone. They decided to leave shortly after the gods went away and pursue
they-
their own objectives.
Are they like you? Do they have the same?
Yes. Well, no, but yes. They went about their methods in different ways. I
How's-
used an anchoring to the arcane itself. I, for lack of a better term, am fueled by magic. Is that a good way of phrasing it?
So you
I-
cheated
I-
death
I
by
think-
tying yourself to magic.
In
I
a way.
think-
Everything
I had it-
that continues to keep me alive is fueled by magic and magical objects.
So
I
what
had a
keeps you
teacher
alive?
who-
What
I
kind
had a
of
teacher
magical
who
objects?
kept himself alive
Whatever
with
I can
magic,
find.
but he didn't go as you did, and he's passed now. But he lived longer than he should have, so I assume magic had some sort of. He did something. He just never told me what, but yeah.
Hmm.
So I understand that.
Interesting. But nonetheless,
He would-
my other companion, Pata, she was not like me and Takawashi. Her magic was different. The manner by which she cast her spells was simply a matter of will, a thought. She wished for it to occur and made it occur.
So her magic was just like her magic. She just had it.
It was thinking.
Connor,
That
so
sounds
out
powerful.
of character, but that's psionics we're talking about?
You would not know that in character, out of character. Yes,
Okay. Yeah. I know in character,
is-
no clue.
You definitely have to roll knowledge arcana
Oh yeah, I got this, guys.
Yeah,
I
let's
got
see
it.
the one.
I got this.
Or a negative
God.
one.
Come on.
yeah.
It'd be a 0 because it's only a -1.
Uh huh.
Blah blah blah. Arcana, let's go.
An 11.
Hey, it's not
No.
bad.
I mean, no. I mean,
You
I don't
definitely
think
would not
even
have heard of it.
Rudy. I think Rudy would. I mean, Rudy's heard psionics mentioned because
You've heard
Danae
it in
didn't
passing,
mention-
but even then, you don't necessarily know what. it
yeah,
was.
exactly. That's why I'm not even gonna roll because like she still wouldn't know that.
Yeah, probably.
Solix captor.
Because I know because
Boo.
Danae did mention psionics at some point.
It was
to
mentioned
her,
in
'cause I
passing, and
remember-
then I think you tried
Yeah.
to roll and kind of flunked.
Didn't
but,
know. Nope.
Failed it.
Yeah. No. That's an
Her
interesting
manner
sort
of extending her life was to simply root herself. She
Like-
believed she would continue to live and forced herself to continue doing so, and it worked.
Oh, so she didn't like literally root herself, like a tree. Okay.
No, she
Well,
refused.
that's not nearly as impressive.
That is the best way to understand. Yeah,
She just refused to die.
you phrase it as not impressive, but I believe refusing to die and succeeding to be quite impressive.
That is pretty.
Yes,
Well,
Steve.
that's how I do it.
Quick question. Why did they leave and you stayed?
They
What's
decided they wished to do other things.
what's here that's so important to you?
Well, my house is here.
Hmm.
I like
This-
my house.
Oh,
This
this wasn't on
tower's
the
here?
island.
It's not. Oh, I don't know, I suppose. It simply just felt right.
Insight.
Okay.
Yeah, I would also join in on that.
That dead voice insight.
I trust this dude.
Oh,
Cole's got it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. It's not necessarily a line, but he's kind of hiding something a little bit.
I know what it is. Michelle knows what
Cal,
it is.
it's not that he is lying to you, but you get the of this. It's difficult to hear in this kind of hollow, echoey voice that is producing from the skull, which almost like barely moves the jawbone. So you can't read an emotion, but from this voice, you get this almost vague pang of melancholy.
Oh, it's kind of sad, actually.
Okay.
So the island's
Almost like he would miss this place if he left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Dea, by about this point, he'll be coming back.
So this island's important to you?
It was home.
I take it you don't want to see it fall into the ground.
I'd rather not.
Damn
But-
dessert.
Still, my oh yes, what was I speaking of? Right, my friends. Takawajan. He went about the normal method.
So he died.
No,
What's the normal method?
well, lichdom is typically a feat granted by reclaiming the power of life from other individuals.
Oh, he killed people. Got it.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Did-
They were all individuals
He's a-
considered undesirable by other civilizations.
Can
You decided
I?
that.
So like poor
Can I-
people.
Can I roll to see if I know what he's talking about? Because I have a feeling I know what he's talking about.
You
but-
can are you like how lichdom work, like becoming a lich works?
Yeah, kind
That
of.
you can roll knowledge arcana.
I mean, I did
and-
roll. I did.
And Becca, in regards to you saying that, he goes, "No, not poor people, criminals."
So they're like murderers, kidnappers.
All right.
Yes, they were individuals that they're
It's fucking good.
kings and queens and emperors in the case of the Kitsune. Individuals they deemed dangerous and
That's
deserving of
right.
an execution. So he brokered a deal and was given his supply.
I don't know if that's right.
I don't necessarily know if it's wrong either. It's simply
So they're. So you're two different sorts of liches?
yes.
Okay.
That's an odd
I did
thing.
also roll a 25. So
Poor people. Not what I meant. He's like, no, actually, I don't mean we killed poor people.
eat the
Eat the rich.
rich.
All of us preparing the guillotines, you were saying?
While I'm quite sure that there were some, they were not the primary source.
God, we're terrible people. Okay.
God, you were like undesirables. He's a murderer.
Well, in my head it was like, well, that means either criminals or like poor people or like mentally disabled. There's like
Did he
Or
eat
he's,
the
or
cake?
he's racist, or
yeah.
For the record, I actually didn't think of liches. I thought he was a vampire. So.
oh, that's an interesting conclusion. Arcana check 25. Judging by what he is and what Dakota's friend was, someone who just ceased and refused to die, for lack of a better
Yeah.
term. And considering that this person took a large number of people to extend their life, there's a very, very good chance he's referring to a lich. And this is the classical version of a lich.
Ooh,
So
we
if
get
you roll a
the
25.
But
Yes,
Hungry didn't kill people. He just
the
put his soul
allow
somewhere
me to
else.
explain. So, Everett, with a 25 on Arcana, I will give you a bit of information.
Cool.
What he's referring to for what this Tachawajin did is very much the classical depiction of a lich. It is someone who has taken literally the souls of people, and has ripped them away and depleted them and turned them into a battery, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
They are using other people's life to continue theirs. A lot of the times, liches are kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm aware.
Morally deprived is definitely a big thing. So you don't know about the character of Takawaijin, but
Yeah, you can assume things.
you can make an assumption.
Yeah.
Y'all know
As for
Rasputin from Anastasia? He was a lich. Just
and
He
as
was!
for Hongaron, it seems he is what could be referred to as an Arcana Lich or an Arc Lich,
Using.
which is basically someone who uses magic to extend their life. But
Okay.
that's what you've heard this as a theory. It's amusing that was a possibility.
I mean, Astaroth did extend his life a bit. He did live for like longer than a human should.
He lived a good 20 to 30 years longer than he should have.
So I mean the assumption is that she has is that he used magical means and maybe he mused about it at some point or she heard something or read something from like books. So it's something that she's not entirely like dismissive of, or she wasn't dismissive of, is not entirely surprised by, I'm assuming. Okay.
Not entirely, no. But still,
Yeah,
that's the information you know.
Okay. Cool.
Hongaron.
Yes.
Then, if you don't wish to see the island fall, is there any aid you can offer us in our quest to stop it?
I can very easily provide information. That would be one of the simplest things for me to provide.
Information would be good.
Can we pull out
You
our
could
map
use
and show
anything.
him where the X's are? And see if he
You,
can.
you can show him. You're going to show him where the X's are.
Yeah, and ask. Do you know what's at these locations? If you remember.
Around here, I believe that is where some of the trolleys were. I'm confident the one for the red line was still present there. I believe the yellow may have been. I do not recall. As for this one, I think the orange line may have been present. As for this one, that's... I don't know what could be there.
I have a
I
guess.
do know there was a clock tower nearby, but aside from that...
There's a guess to what it is. Did you guys? This is gonna sound like a weird question, but you didn't happen to keep something called an oni in that zoo, did you?
Yes. Yes, there was an...
And displacer beasts, possibly.
Yes. A fine attraction.
Oh well.
Yeah, he's got the other one.
He's got one of them then.
Hmm.
And he's
Clever.
using the displacer piece as is. What can you tell us about the Oni? If they have any
He's an Oni.
abilities?
Dangerous creature.
what can he do?
If I remember correctly, it's something along the lines of turning invisible, flight, freely.
So the things we saw.
He can't.
Small amount of ice magic.
He can't see through invisibility, can he?
I don't know.
Right.
Not sure.
And the
What I do
displacer
know is
piece?
that they are typically known for having a taste for the humanoid.
Why was
They
something
speak
like
the
that in your
language of
zoo?
giants. That makes
Delicacies.
sense.
You kept referring to delicacies.
I apologize.
Wow,
What
we
did
all
you say,
kinda
Miss Elf?
Excuse me? What? I'm
Miss
sorry.
Elf. Becca. I couldn't hear what she
why,
said.
Sorry. Why did you keep something like that in your zoo?
I wasn't in charge of the zoo. I'm not entirely sure. In my mind, I suppose he just proved to be a good example of some of the other beings that inhabit our plane and others,
Don't.
especially displacer beasts. They are very interesting.
What can they do?
Change their position. They were tricky to house, if I recall correctly. Had to keep them warded in.
Hmm.
Hongaron,
Yes.
I have a question about the clockwork. There were a couple strange ones. One seemed to have this weird electric blue spirit that when we destroyed its husk, I guess, it flew away and summoned lightning at us.
Ah,
And another was a giant that contained these two
yes.
giant beings of fire and water.
Yes.
What's the deal with those?
They are our guards. And our army, if necessary. But they were intended to be peacekeepers.
Did you guys worry about an invading force in a floating city?
No, which is why they were more kept as peacekeepers. Individuals to monitor the civilization and ensure that no crimes were occurring. If I
Well,
recall
now they seem to be
correctly,
in war.
the lightning spirit one, as you refer to it, was, I think his name was Zaz.
Of course, it's a bad pun.
Lightning element.
Lightning elemental.
Hold on, real quick,
so
Michelle, I
throw
called it.
lightning. That does make sense. I did throw lightning at it one point. It seemed to help hurt him.
Yeah,
It
not
also,
surprising.
it also didn't affect the big
That's-
one, did it?
Also,
Didn't hit him at that point, I don't think.
there was also the other two you're referring to. They were. What was their name? I think it was Ragnus and Limo.
Ragnus and what?
Laimu.
Lionel?
Laimu. Laimu.
Oh.
They were more intended for what few serious altercations occurred, but ultimately they were. Um, well, they were all supposed to be in charge of the other ones, as all of the other little guards you'd see wandering around are powered by much weaker elementals. Methods, they're called.
Oh,
Not as
Would I-
intelligent, not as clever. So we employed some more powerful ones to be in charge of them.
And how did, because we heard from this Oni that they were activated about 10 years ago, how do you control them, if at all?
Well, with one of the mantles I wore, that would have been the way to control them. I personally turned them into their off state a while ago, as I figured that they were simply guarding nothing, as they had been for some time, and I figured they deserved a rest, a bit of time off.
Quick
Uh,
I would
question.
periodically.
again?
No, I am lacking my mantle. They won't
When-
take orders from me, as I am not in charge of them.
When did you lose your mantle?
Not terribly long ago. Months, possibly. Time is odd when you've been living as long as I have.
yeah. I was gonna say, I can only imagine. It doesn't. Time feels a day feels like a month feels like a day to
How did-
you. I imagine.
How did they take it from you?
I believe I may have become a bit lax in my time. No, you know what? We will have this conversation over dinner, let's say. If you
Is-
wish, I can manifest a more physical form as to not be so disconcerting.
Out of curiosity, possible to meet this Jermaine?
Oh, yes, I'm sure you'll find Jermaine at some point. Still, I'll go turn into something a bit more living, and
slip into something
you
more
can go off in that direction. and
Becca.
go wait in the dining room for a bit.
Just
I'll
gonna slip
have
into something a little more comfortable for us.
Yeah.
I want you to know, Jill just looked at me and said, "Is he gonna be a hot boy?" Hot boy. Hot boy.
Anyway,
All right.
Well,
if we're going,
We'll meet you in the dining room then.
I kind of
Yeah.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Where's the dining
I
room?
wonder what's in this.
he
place.
pointed off in a direction to show you where it should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gail's gonna head off.
Yeah.
yeah, Dan heads
Aaron-
right towards it and kind of like gestures to the group, like, and it looks very clear like she has something to say to you guys.
Iridate's definitely gonna be in the back, very slow, staring at everything as she passes by in wonderment.
Mercy's got a book in her hand, contemplating a bad decision.
No.
As you
Morgan's looking for shiny
as you
shit.
slowly begin to make your way further and further towards the dining room, you hear some faint noises as things are starting to move behind you, and you see these very beautifully made, like almost like wooden statuettes, like wooden figurines, beginning to move past you. And it's not like, artist mannequin style. Like these look like people, fully articulate fingers, fully articulate limbs. The detail is beautiful, but they all visibly, like they look like people if they are made of wood, with opened eyes and blank expressions.
So like Uncanny Valley.
Not necessarily, because the work that's been done on them makes them clearly still look like statuettes, and like they are clearly figurines, but they're very, very well done. If they were standing still and just posing, you'd think they were beautiful statues.
If one passes close enough, I want to poke it.
Okay, you poke it, it will turn and look at you, kind of like hands like kind of tented together slightly, and then it kind of turns its head slightly.
Oh, I don't like that. Hey guys, have I mentioned recently I don't like magic?
Yeah, listen,
you
can we
require
move on?
that?
I need to tell you guys something.
Do you require something, miss?
Oh my god, I talk.
Not at the moment.
Very well. And this one just goes kind of jogs off.
I really don't like magic.
Nope.
Stop.
Sorry, I had to.
Erida just goes very, very, very quietly under her breath, just goes, wow. Like that's really how she does.
As we're walking towards the dining room, can I walk up to my sister?
Yes, actually, Dea is attempting to speak to you all.
Yeah, she's trying to get to the dining room so that she can talk to them sort of in private, I guess. I don't know. It feels right.
No. You guys will be able to do so. As you guys are like making your way towards the dining room and finally finding the location at this, it's very well furnished. It's not extravagant, but it's definitely well furnished and well decorated dining room. You guys find your seats and begin watching as these wooden figurines begin to assemble cutlery and dining ware in front of you and begin to assemble a table set for all of you.
Okay. Well, Dea wants to like face the group. And she's gonna say, all right. So I just called Avaro, and I'm just gonna say this outright, but if we can, I don't think we should kill Tacht. And the reason for this is I'm not sure he's doing this out of his own free will or in his own right mind. So if he's, influenced by this demon or he's not sane, then if it's possible, we shouldn't kill him. We should bring him back alive. And if that's not incentive enough for you, when I told Avro this, he offered to increase our reward if we bring him back alive. If it's
By how much?
I didn't ask, but it's more.
Yeah.
You should have asked.
Rookie mistake.
We're already getting so much. I don't care at this point.
I mean, okay.
Look,
Like you heard it literally says that.
if he's been taken over, if he's let a demon in, he's let a fiend in, I'm not gonna make any promises.
Gail, you saw that that goop in the cave, right? Like it leaped up and downed Cal immediately when he got close to it. We don't know that he let a demon in. We don't know that yet. And I asked him, and Avril didn't know if Talked had anything to do with the red hand. So like I don't know if there's a lot of like I don't know if he has reason
Well,
to
if he's
drop an
covered in-
entire city.
Well, if he's covered in goop, that's one thing, but
Remember the Lich mentioned a black cloak? How much you want to bet that was his blue cloak? Something's fishy here, and I don't want to just randomly kill someone.
It's not our job to play judge and jury and executioner.
Yeah.
I will say this. Back in the cave, I did ask Sarenrae about this because I don't know. I guess part of me wanted to see if we could save the larger creature inside that door, but she told me to leave its leavings and to go for the heart. And when I prayed to her the other day, she confirmed that this is it. So, what?
What the fuck?
I hear a cat. Where? Where's the
Cat!
cat?
You guys all start looking around, and you kind of look down, and standing underneath the table near you, Mercy, is this white, large, fluffy cat.
Mercy's picking it up.
As you pick it up, you feel it's not made of fur.
I don't care.
It feels like porcelain.
Oh,
Very detailed, very well made
interesting.
porcelain.
I still want to scratch its head.
You see it's got two bright blue eyes, and you looking at it closely, you see that in between its shoulders, like its two front shoulder blades, you see it's kind of got this indent, kind of like teacup shaped.
Are we? What? What? What?
I don't know what
Start working on
Right.
casting Speak with Animals.
Oh my god.
Am I finished?
I
As
don't
you
know
were
what you are,
saying,
but I love
Cal.
I remember this is Wizard of Oz.
Cat, would you please shut up?
I'm gonna press the button.
There's no button.
I'm just gonna put my hand in the indent then. See what happens.
Kind of rolls over on his back, bats at your hand.
Aww.
I don't care what else is happening. You guys talk. I'm gonna play with the cat.
I will say this porcelain moves like fur.
It just feels like porcelain.
It feels like porcelain. It has the hardness of porcelain, but as it rolls over onto its back, you watch as it falls and droops to the ground like fir would.
That's crazy.
But
Did he make
Like-
this?
so
Guys, talked the demon.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get back to while I'm playing with the cat. It's
The cat
And
leaps
I-
at your lap, Becca,
Ah.
and lands heavily as this is kind of a sturdy little thing.
And she kind of picks it up and she goes, "Thank you," and she just kind of holds it in her lap and like looks like, "Let's go." She does hold it
Hold
though.
on. Wait,
Godfather mode.
someone else say. Hold on, I want to test something. Are we sure this is his cat and not a cat he found on the island?
No, I
Should
think he
we-
made this.
What does it matter?
Oh, it jumped at you when you said Tonk's name, and I'm suspicious of everything right now.
Oh, you want to say talked? How do
I
you feel
just
about
did
Tonk's
if it didn't work.
cat? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Scratch once for yes. Scratch twice for no.
Don't scratch. Just scratch me.
Guys, I just.
But as
Okay.
Cal was
Assume
saying,
the cat is periodically meowing throughout all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
they
fine.
just kind of absentmindedly like scratching it behind the ears, but she's
You know.
paying attention.
You know, like yeah.
Like, yeah.
Shut up.
Sorry, I need to stop.
As I was
So you mentioned-
saying,
Continue.
that ultimately Sarenrae wants me to kill this demon, and ultimately I would like to save Talked if he can, but
Maybe there's a
If
way to
he
take him out of
is-
talked.
we can try, and I might have something to help with that, but ultimately if it comes down to him or the demon, I think at the moment, until we know more, I pick killing the demon over saving him. That being said, I do have this. And I will take out one of my 2 things of holy water. I know a spell that lets people resist otherworldly influences and offers some protection against them. Potentially, if I were able to cast this on Toct, and he has been possessed or influenced in some way, this might give him the strength he needs to break out and get him on our side.
That's a good thing as any.
Yeah, as long as we try. Like, I understand the priority is making sure the island doesn't fall and getting rid of this demon, but I just want to try and to save him, I guess.
Hey, weird question, Connor.
Yes.
Would I know what happens when a demon dies?
You could certainly roll. It's either religion or arcana. Because really, either way, you're kind of in the same
Yeah,
realm.
I'm trying Arcana.
Because technically,
Not proficient.
they are otherworldly creatures from a different plane, and they are also a religious creature in some manner.
I
With a
don't know.
12, you don't
No,
know.
it's fine. It's fine. Okay. Well, we should just. Okay. I don't know. It's a lot, but I'm on the side of whatever everyone wants to do. If it's possible to save his life, then we should. But if it's not possible, then I personally don't. I'm not fond of fiends, so.
I'm just saying he
No, I
might not
figured.
have had
Yep.
a choice.
No, I can't imagine what stepping into a pool of that puddle stuff that your brother did would do to a person.
And maybe he didn't step in it on purpose.
The answer is fuck you up if you remember what happened to Cal.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we all
No.
do.
The real question is, what if he's not alive? What if it's just a husk?
Well, then we kill it.
The hunter
If it's-
said he was alive. I don't think he would.
Well,
Well,
Look,
I don't know.
it's enough if we try.
I'm all for trying, but
And if we
I
learn
agree.
information that changes things, then we'll adapt. But I just wanted to bring that up before we continue.
it's good that we have that information, Dea. Thank you for calling Averill for that. Though I assume he now knows about the whole island situation.
Yeah, he wants us to not drop the island either.
I was
think-
hoping that's what he wanted.
I did ask him about Demon City. He doesn't really know about like he doesn't know examples of people being possessed, but it's theoretically possible. I don't know.
wish-
That's
I
not
wish there was a way
important
to
right now 'cause
find
we
out
just don't
some
know, but-
information.
Jill, we better hear news on that shirt.
Huh?
I said we better hear news about that shirt.
Oh, the tater.
Did you draw a picture?
Potato shirt?
The Tato shirt.
Yeah, I said
20 people are going to buy that shirt for the record.
Damn right.
But
I
Connor,
don't even
you're
like
waiting.
the emote
I
that
got
much. I just
pinned.
do it. Whenever I do it, it's because Dami hates it.
So,
Um,
as you guys
I
continue your conversation, eventually you'll hear more steps coming in, and you would see that there is a different form walking into the room. It's wearing the same robe that Hongaron was wearing, but instead is a kind of a brown-skinned man, like tan brown, like
like the twins.
Like-
Olive
think-
skin?
what was
Olive
that?
skin, maybe?
Kind of
olive
olive. Think like kind of like Pacific Islander or not
So,
Puerto
like,
Rican.
The Rock.
Yeah, that's a
skin
pretty
color.
good comparison.
Maui.
I
he
can't
is a-
believe the Lich is doing the Rock Johnson.
He is not. Allow me to describe him. You can
Okay,
see that
sorry.
he is a visibly bald-skinned man, kind of slight in stature, not a very particularly tall or muscular man. He does have these very long, spindly fingers, but you see that on the left side of his face, he does have a slight hair lip, exposing one of his teeth. And most strikingly of all are these very fine, detailed, what most of you by now would recognize as runic lettering that crawls up his neck along the left side or along his jugular vein, and then up his chin, and then up towards his left eye, which you see is blank. It is a pure white orb. And then the scrawling letters continue crawling up his bald head, and then down the back, and then down his neck. And you can see faintly from the robes that he's wearing, around his elbows are these ring-shaped markings following the same kind of arcane lettering around his elbows, and one around his neck, and around his wrist, and his elbow.
So he looks like he's wearing like rune tattoos, essentially.
It's a good way of putting it, but these are very fine letters.
Yeah,
like the best way to put it is, it's like, it's really comparable to, say, like the lettering on the back of like a label for food.
Okay.
It's like that fine. These are
Okay, so
very
it's like
small letters that are just crisscrossing
tiny-
all the way up.
teeny
and then
tiny
all the way
runic
down.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's just this huge strings and strings and strings of it just going up his neck, down his head.
Rudy
He's
kind of
not necessarily a looker, but
Yeah. No.
I
So
don't
Rudy
know.
kind of just looks at him and goes, "That's fascinating."
Jermaine, I assume.
no,
No?
Hongaron.
Oh.
Oh!
That's
right!
Jermaine.
This is Jermaine, isn't it?
Yes, that's Jermaine.
That's what I thought.
Now, and while I do have a cat in the house, I would prefer that if any of you have any felines, familiar or otherwise, please keep them away from me. I'm very, very allergic.
Most is gonna put the book
Why
away.
don't? Mine's an owl.
That's fine.
Mine's an owl.
I'd still
I-
prefer to not touch them. Animals
No, that's fine.
can provoke a slight
I'll-
reaction.
But don't
I'll
worry.
keep her. I'll keep her
How do
back
My
you
there.
companion
react
died
with no
like a few
body?
months ago.
I don't have. Ordinarily, it doesn't react, but since I have some, what's the word? Guess. I suppose it was simply polite to just have something more than just show.
So should I put the dog away?
Dog,
Kai.
put it away.
At least he
Bye,
understands
Kai.
common courtesy.
Well, I appreciate
The dog
it,
turns back
Hongaron.
into a sword.
Okay, this is a genuine question out of curiosity. Would he be allergic to the sword?
You don't know.
Okay.
He saw the dog and kind of stayed away. He didn't go over to the table until you made the dog go away.
Okay. Sorry, continue.
But still,
So you don't have many visitors.
no.
So are we the first
not at all.
people that you've seen in a while?
Yes,
I assume.
yes. Also, the first time I've had to make a physical body in a while. Typically, I don't bother. I just stay looking the way I look.
You-
I suppose I'll stick around with this one until it finally falls
He
apart.
changed his voice. Oh God.
With this one, do you have other bodies you just peruse from, like a new shirt?
No, this is what I look like. Or looked
This-
like, I suppose.
Oh, this was what you looked like before.
Yeah. I see no reason to change myself. But
I have
the
a
body will
question.
eventually rot away. It takes years, but compared to how
Is
long
the-
I typically live.
Are the lines, are they to help it from rotting?
No.
Oh.
No. Those are my masterpiece. For lack of a better term.
Oh?
Yes. My cure to life. Well, death, I should say.
Oh. Well. Interesting.
It winds up showing up every time I make the body. Doesn't matter how it looks. It's always there.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
But
I had a
still.
few other questions, but
We can continue over dinner. I'm sure
I-
my servants have been making food while we've been waiting. let's eat. And he clicks his fingers, and you watch as some more of those wooden figurines begin moving in with dishes and dishes of food. And you see they begin setting out quite a large assortment of greenery. You see that they set out a dish that appears to be a set of sautéed fiddlehead ferns and garlic and butter, as well as multiple dishes with potatoes and other roots, as well as carrots and asparagus and the like. You also see he does bring out he also brings out a what appears to be a cooked duck, golden crackling skin. As well as a few fish options if you do not wish to have any of that. And as well as multiple bottles of liquor are brought out as well.
Morgan immediately reaches for the liquor.
Rotu.
Yeah, there are some bottles of wine, red and white, as well as what appears to be a bottle of rum, some whiskey, and a clear liquor.
There's
Are
something
there
that's non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic options?
Yes, there are non-alcoholic options. There is, of course,
The tieflings are like, no.
there is, of course, the clear, obvious pitcher of water.
You say obvious, but there's other clear liquor on the table.
No,
Yeah, it
well,
goes
I mean,
for
like
water as
when you see a pitcher of water,
You know a picture of water.
it's a pitcher of water. You know what's going on.
You've apparently
You
not
know?
seen some moonshine I've seen.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I don't
This
like
is
that.
water.
You
Famous
can
last
sniff
words.
it. Come on.
This is water.
Ugh.
Oh, moonshine burns,
Wake
man.
Wake up 3 days later at the bottom of a river somewhere. Like, what the fuck happened?
Look, I've taken shots of Everclear. It's bad.
Oh yeah, it's
I
wow, it's something.
Anyway,
Man, I definitely know what all these alcohols mean. So
So you guys begin setting up your
That'd be-
plates and dishing out assorted foods onto your plates, and the meal begins. Now, are there any conversations you guys would like to have
Yes.
during this meal?
I would like to turn to our Richmond and say, so you were saying, how exactly did they take the mantle from you?
I suppose they must have waited for me at some point. I occasionally would make my way through the city and see if any had found it, and observe how everything was going. And I suppose they must have seen me at some point.
hey,
Inside
Yeah.
check that.
Okay.
See how honest is he being? How is he sharing everything, or is he like
Yes, you can.
trying to cut?
Jess?
the way we got on this island, we used coins in a pedestal in the middle of the ocean.
Ah, yes.
Is that like a backdoor entrance, or is there a more efficient way
I
on
don't-
the island?
I will say, I don't know about any teleportation circles. You said in the ocean?
Oh yeah, who has the coin?
Daya
Huh?
and Gale.
Gale has one, I have one.
Has Gale finished casting Speak with Animals yet? Otherwise, he's just.
Oh yeah,
sitting
you have.
cross-legged on the
You
floor.
have.
Okay.
You did that just several minutes ago. We'll get back
Okay.
to that.
I got one. Gale's gonna pull one out of the bag.
Yeah. I know about these. We typically gave them out to people who are going to be visiting for a shorter amount of time. They're good for visitors and guests. More permanent residents had other manners of getting on.
Was
But
it
as for a
some-
teleportation circle in the ocean, sorry, I don't know anything about that. And he flicks the coin back to you, Gale.
Did it teleport somewhere else?
They're. Yeah, no. Occasionally we'd have the city stop by at some of the cities that were still around at the time and, well, take on passengers, for lack of a better term. They could
Yeah.
live in the city or travel with it to the next town or next location and see the sights.
When you say next town, do you mean another one of the floating cities, or something that's back
No.
below?
No, another city. We really didn't go by any of the other any floating cities, not that recently. The other ones stayed in other spots of the world. I don't really know where they went last time, but still. Yes, Cal.
As a sailor, would Cal have ever heard of like stories about like land masses that sank or like the land masses drifting apart kind of thing? Or
You can roll a knowledge history.
oh, I'm so good at that.
Yeah. And as for insight, he's telling the truth.
He
He
might roll
appears
a
to be telling you
20.
the truth.
So
What was that?
No, nothing. I was just being stupid.
oh hey,
Hey,
An
Yeah.
18?
See, I was like, he might roll a 20.
You've certainly heard of some stories like that. Those stories are almost always associated with what's known as a dragon turtle or an aspidocalonic dragon
bless
turtle.
you, bless you.
Big word. Where basically they were living beings the size of islands, and
Oh, no.
they would sink and rise as they please, and occasionally with people on them, and that would be bad.
Like the lion turtles.
Like lion turtles, yes.
Out of
But as for
curiosity.
like the floating islands, not so much.
Question: roughly how big was that rough patch of water near the teleportation circle?
Small.
Okay, so probably not the size of one of these.
Also, I will
dragons.
say the rough patch of water near the teleportation circle, pretty big, miles really.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
It was a large patch of water.
Like big enough to be a dragon turtle, or like bigger?
You don't know.
Okay.
so you said the other mantle locations seem to be trolley stops.
Yeah. Occasionally, back when they were still manned, you could have people pay for their way onto the trolleys and just get a quick ride from one location to another. But not manned now, so unless someone has had a controller for it, it's not very useful.
Would a controller work on the whole circuit or just one line?
Probably for the whole circuit. The one you probably have the biggest issue with is the red line. Won't let anybody on unless they've got mantles on. Simple as that.
Well, we've got 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
2.
We just need
Doesn't matter.
another.
2.
If you've got those mantles and your friends don't, your friends aren't coming, including your dressy friend over there.
Harvey.
Point to
Yes,
Harvey.
Harvey, who's
What's up, Harvey?
definitely been here the entire time.
Hey, he's quiet. It's fine.
Yeah, well,
Leave
it's
Harvey
like
alone.
when Harvey saw the lich, he kind of backed up.
I don't blame him.
Listen,
Like Jill, like what was that? What was that, Jill?
I was saying, I love the idea of Harvey being like catatonic this whole time, like in
It's
shock.
more
like,
so
what
that
the
like
fuck?
that's pretty darn close because it's more like you guys all just saw this and rolled with it. Harvey,
We're dumb.
Harvey is an alchemist. He lived
like,
in a
"Holy
shitty
shit."
backroad city that he hated. This is probably the most extravagant thing he's ever seen.
this is.
Harvey
It's a bit
doesn't
of a
like
We have like opened his eyes so much, you guys. His life has changed.
When you don't know shit, it's really easy to roll with everything.
We just turn mouths full of
It's
food,
not even
looking
that-
like messes.
See, but here's the thing. I know shit, but like, I just find all of this really kind of cool. So,
Like Harvey's just kind of sitting there wide-eyed and like kind of like munching on his food as he keeps looking around and looking around and looking around.
Dana still has the cat. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is the cat
Oh,
saying
shit.
anything other than like pet me?
No, the cat isn't saying anything. The cat is meowing.
I'm
Including,
confused.
Not
including,
about animals.
including with speak with animals activated, it is just going meow meow meow
It's not an animal, that's why.
Right.
Yeah.
because it's not an animal.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Correct.
Nope. That's
Worth a shot.
Yeah.
it's fair.
Right. Jermaine,
I have.
get off the nice lady. Come here.
No, no.
Come here. And he kind of clicks his fingers. No, he's gonna keep meowing if I don't do this. Hold on. And he lets Jermaine he kind of like snaps his fingers and Jermaine kind of follows his it kind of like follows the finger and kind of sits there meowing and looking up at the finger. And you watch as he picks up what appears to be like he kind of like raises a hand and makes a gesture towards one of the figures, and they bring over a mug of what looks like tea, like hot steaming tea, and he brings it over and he just kind of pours it onto the little divot on the back of
Oh my
Jermaine.
god.
Oh my god.
And then you watch as he just kind of like lays down fully, puts his hands on his head on his paw, and just starts purring and purring.
He was hungry.
Did you make Jermaine?
Yes, I did.
You've mentioned that you make items. Did you
I
make
do.
items pre-schism as well?
Oh yes, absolutely.
So it's
Ah.
possible. Well, I have a weird question, and she's
Ah.
going to lift her wrist and show the bracelet that she's had.
Ah,
Did you make
nice.
this by any chance?
No, I didn't make it. I think I
Okay.
might have made the plans for it at one point though, but no, I didn't make it personally. It had my mark on it if I did.
What's your mark?
What's your mark?
It's a sigil. I'll show you it, but I don't think you'll be remembering it anytime soon. Yeah, and he'll draw out a symbol and he'll show it to you, and like it's a sigil. You recognize it. It's something that arcane users typically will have, and
Yeah.
it's to a layman it means jack and shit.
But to me, it means something.
To you it means it's basically just it means this is made by him. It's made by Hongaron Nappa.
Maybe you could tell me who made this one? I'm just curious. I hand it over to him.
Yeah, he'll kind of like look it over, turning it. Certainly gotten damaged over time.
Unfortunate.
Missing several of the stones.
Hmm.
That's definitely one of the manipulators' bands. Yeah. I designed it. Someone followed my instructions, made it. Probably one of my students.
Huh.
Do you recognize this? You don't recognize the sigil, do you?
Some kid. Long gone, long dead. What do you do?
To backtrack a moment, you said
guys
that they were.
You guys watch as Jermaine rolls over, spills the drink.
No, Jermaine.
He keeps
Not
purring and
just
rolling.
Jermaine, come back to me.
God damn
His
it.
fur's probably filled.
Hongaron snaps. He watches the mess gets cleaned up.
That's cool.
Thea kind of like waggles her fingers at Jermaine like a.
Gotcha. Cal?
But to backtrack a bit, you said that they were waiting for you. You seem quite powerful, but how could they overpower you? You also
ambush.
said they. Are there more than one?
Oh, no. They as in the guy. The person. I just said they because, that they were waiting.
Very
But
woke
still.
of you.
No.
This is a
Yeah, I am good at this, but still, it's hard to fight against an ambush. No matter how talented I am arcane wise, when you walk right into a trap, it's still a trap. And I can say that unfortunately I did wind up getting killed in the process, but I came back.
So a 2100-year-old super powerful wizard lich person got beaten by a 30-something-year-old dude with a stick.
To be fair, we did beat up a kind of fiend
He
thing
would
in
not
the
have a
same
stick.
manner.
I'm telling you right now.
What did he have?
No, he had a couple of weapons with him. Several tomahawks, those, axes that are like lighter and good for throwing. Daggers, more daggers.
Be the super powerful wizard with a knife.
A lot of knives.
Connor,
One of them was a lot more painful than the others. But still,
Mithril, perhaps. Wait.
I don't know.
Is Mithril?
No, it wasn't mithril. Black.
It wouldn't have been mithril. He wouldn't have been.
I forgot
as
Mithril's
affected
only
by
for
it.
fiends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes,
But-
Gil.
No, the biggest issue was all the traps he set up. I walked right into it. Didn't see it coming.
Yeah, we did find some traps in that clock tower.
There's probably more around the academy.
You were saying something, Gil.
Did you see who it was at all?
Pale man. White eyes, no hair. Fail. Black cloak, stuff like that. Definitely a guy, but still.
Did you notice a belt of any kind?
Yeah, that's where he kept throwing the shit at me.
It's
Were they
our
the same knives?
Yep. Daggers would keep coming back to him. Same thing with the axes. They'd hit me and then reappear and come back to his hand and he'd throw them again.
It's
Real pain in the ass. Couldn't disarm him.
It just seemed that I believe that we might be looking for the same person.
Ah, good to hear.
If we happen to get that mantle back,
I'd like
would
back.
you want it back?
Yep.
All right.
Yep. I absolutely want it back.
All right. I think with all the information you've been giving us, do you have? Well, we think he's up in the academy.
There's
I'm
something up in the
assuming
academy.
that the red line. Is that the only way to get into the academy?
It's probably one of the easiest ways to get in. If I remember correctly, the trolley for the red line should be towards the west. But I think we should be over there.
Is it
Really,
possible to call it to another station?
Yeah, it certainly is. It'd take a little bit of time, but yeah, it's definitely possible. Almost certainly attract some attention, but definitely possible.
It feels like anything we do would attract attention. We're very good at that.
Huh? What do you
To be
do?
fair, have you seen how tall you are?
It's true, you are quite tall.
I
Can
hit my
we?
head on everything. I used to be even taller, if you can imagine that. Do you have any sort of map of the academy? Do you have any map? And yeah, I guess we know it's just talking with the mantles is how you get it to move. But if you have anything for the academy that can give us an edge, because I think if they're holed up there, they probably know the area pretty well. If we're going to try and avoid traps, might help to know what we're walking into.
Like things? No, I don't think I have any. No items that could help you navigate the place. I can give you some information though.
We'll take information for sure.
All right. Odds are he's probably manipulating the way the place is moving through one of the higher points of it. But just trying to climb on the damn thing isn't going to be a good idea. Flying on it, also not a good idea. We put in words and protections to prevent kids from doing that after numerous pranks.
Well,
So-
I'm out.
So we put in a few words to prevent people from flying up unless they're in a very slippery spot. But otherwise, you can't fly on top of the place. You can't climb it. Otherwise, you get shot back down. So, can't climb.
Painfully?
I say shot back down. Gently. But still, you get knocked back down.
More you're not climbing if it's gonna hurt you.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
But,
Morgan.
so you're probably going to wind up going through the actual academy itself. Don't have a map for the place. It's, I just worked there. Didn't really, give a map of it. And I had plenty of time to remember. So the library is definitely going to be an interesting place. I'd recommend against taking too many books. Or really any books. Because if
Why?
you do...
Rudy visibly just gets dejected at this. She just kind of goes, ugh.
Look, I'll put it this way. You can probably at least manage to take one of the important ones. Some of the other ones on the bookshelves, you might get away with it, but the ones that are kept in glass cases are kept there for a reason.
No,
Are
You
they,
might-
evil?
Very important stuff. Very big things. I'll put it this way. At least one of those books, I wound up taking a lot of looks at just so I could actually learn about how to do this. And he points to himself.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. They're that kind of important. So if you really want to try and swing for it, you could maybe try and take one of those. But the minute you did, you'd have to deal with the library. And it'll
Is there a
try to
guardian?
deal with you, trust me.
How so?
And the library's got its own little guard dog. for lack of a better term.
Oh no.
Is
And
it a
it's
real
not-
dog?
And it's not that it's one thing; it's the library itself. But hey,
It's what?
no one else is using those books, so I don't give a shit if you take anything. It's no big deal.
It's Guan Shitong's library. This is just the Avatar episode.
Yeah, except
So there's
Wang Shitong isn't trying to kill you right now.
It's just the
Not
library
yet.
itself.
so we've got the library. Is that
Yep.
first floor or a higher floor?
It's a multi-story building. It's probably towards one of the back right locations.
Okay.
Towards the left. Towards the left is the dormitory. That's where stay on campus students would be living. You could probably get up a little higher there. Maybe. Who knows? Let's see. Various classrooms. Shit. Oh yeah.
I think I know what room they're operating out of. I saw a light on in one of the. It was a top room.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's where the council would meet. The politicians and the sages would show up and they discuss how to, deal with the city. And it's also probably where someone can take control of the stuff.
That sounds like that's
Yeah.
Did that have any sort of defenses or anything on it?
Yep. We weren't expecting anybody to try and attack the council, but still, you had to account for it just in case, even though there are several pretty strong power spellcasters there. But still, had to account for some things.
That makes sense. Do you remember what they are?
Constructs, summons, probably an elemental issue.
Would they
Alright.
stand down if we had the mantles?
Unless you had mine, probably not. Odds are,
Can we borrow yours?
He doesn't have it.
Maury,
it's gone.
Maury.
I keep
Forgot.
saying this.
have
Sorry,
you been in
that
this
was me.
conversation?
Kate forgot that. Sorry.
Cal takes away the booze that she's been missing.
It's all right. Okay. So we got to get
I
past
forgot. I'm
the
sorry.
guards, get into the council room,
Yeah.
and get your mantle back and keep the sky from falling.
I assume
Uh,
he's in that room.
Odds are, yeah.
That didn't make sense. Did you have any sort of armory or anything like that?
Silver weapons.
Not really an armory per se. I mean, most of the time, if we were going to have kids using dangerous stuff, it'd be something I made or some of the teachers made. Focuses and wands and stuff like that. We typically already had it. So, and we teach them how to fix their own just in case something did happen.
Is there
So
anything?
no, not an armory.
Is there anything
Okay.
of value left behind? Old artifacts or anything?
Books?
The
Besides books.
Yeah, I think books are plenty.
Books are quite valuable.
Books.
Yeah.
Mari, we'll let you
Rose
take
is
your
very
Very
own look.
insulted at this.
Yeah, Roach is sitting like, fuck books.
Well,
Aaron, it's very insulted. Books are quite valuable.
Mari, we'll let you take a look around for anything you find valuable. One
Priority.
last
There's no
thing.
telling.
Out of anywhere in the city, was there anywhere that made specific arms and armor or anything like that?
There are plenty of people over in the Crafton district.
Which
Which
is where
district?
exactly?
Could you point to that on the map?
He points to the spot where he found you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or it's
All
that
right.
was he mentioned earlier that was like the forgery stuff.
Unfortunately, that's something I couldn't really stop. Some people left without turning out the forges, and well.
Unfortunately, that does happen.
Well,
So there's nothing there that can help us.
not necessarily. I made a few things. I've got something that I might be able to help you guys, but only if you're looking to let some heavy shit.
like what?
Oh, gauntlets. They make you stronger.
I think would be interested in those.
I'm immediately interested.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay, this
I
one.
could do with strong.
Yeah, I'm sure I can give you those. I don't really have much in the way of attachment to them.
We would love
Aside
those.
from that,
You guys fight for
Arm wrestle for whoever needs the stronger ones, and whoever loses gets them.
hey, Miss Halfling,
Yeah.
I didn't get your name.
Do you need it?
All right, I'm fine.
Sorry, she's a bit rude. Her name's
What the
Ro.
heck's that thing you got on your hip?
Oh. My gun.
I don't know what that is.
Don't
It's like-
shoot him. Don't shoot
No,
him.
I could.
No.
She can shoot me.
Okay, imagine a crossbow, like a crossbow,
Uh-huh.
except a lot stronger.
All right.
It's if
Okay.
a crossbow and a slingshot had a baby. But
That's
the
a good
baby
way of describing it.
Why does a gun fire rocks?
It doesn't.
Doesn't
It's metal
fire.
bullets.
It's
Teeny tiny metal.
It's
it's
very good.
propelled by.
It's very
But the
strong.
baby
it's metal
also
that's propelled by a
exploded.
very
Actually,
very,
why don't
very
Ro? Why don't you try shooting one of the bottles on the table to show him?
Look, you can
Morgan
still shoot
pulls
me.
the
I don't care.
alcohol.
I don't. Wait.
Morgan pulls the
Come
alcohol.
on. Let's
I'll
not
shoot an
fire a
empty
gun
bottle. I'm not-
in the nice
Shut.
house.
Let Jill talk.
Sorry.
I'll shoot an empty bottle. I'm not in the business of wasting alcohol.
I mean, between you and Moy, there should be at least one empty bottle.
Look, she can still shoot me. I don't give a shit. I'll get back up eventually.
He'll see.
I still have questions, so prefer
Are you
not.
volunteering to be shot?
I mean,
I'm fine.
Ro, it's up to you.
Alright,
Do you want to
just
shoot the
go
nice
ahead.
man?
Well, he's
No,
okay
just
with
do
it.
your thing.
He's offering. I don't.
Just shoot him.
Oh my god!
I fucking guessed.
Fucking shoot me.
Are you gonna shoot Hongaron?
I not fatally. I hope.
Okay, so he's gonna get up out of his chair, and he's gonna kind of like make like the here you go gesture.
Before she shoots him, Ro's gonna be like, "Okay, listen, we've been talking about how powerful you are, and I just want to make like a verbal agreement here
Yeah.
that like you're not gonna try to murder me after I do,
No.
because it's gonna fucking hurt."
Yeah, a lot of things hurt. I just want to know what the heck that thing is.
Just shoot
We
it.
don't
Ro.
have. Real quick, hold on. You don't have any like guards or anything that are gonna come after us if
Oh.
you
Nope.
get really hurt. Okay.
Nope,
I
I gotta
saw
tell them to do that.
So
They don't do shit.
I am confirmed safe if I shoot this very powerful being that could probably kill us.
I don't care.
I'm good.
There's no probably, but yeah.
Look.
go wrong?
Yeah, look, I'm not worried about
Don't
that.
say that,
because
Gail. Please don't.
Whatever
say
you're
that.
gonna hit me with, it's not gonna kill me. And if it does, I'll get back up later.
Just do
I
it,
mean,
bro.
I guess.
Bro, just do it.
Shoot him.
I
Shoot.
can't read. Which one is it?
Shoot her.
Which one? do
Pepper
you-
box.
That one.
Boom. I'm just gonna click it.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna say that probably hits.
Yes, it absolutely does hit the target who is not moving. And even then, his AC, not a 27. Roll damage.
I wasn't doing.
This is amazing.
Ouch.
This is
You did like pretty good damage considering.
So
That's my gun.
the bullet goes and it hits him right in the shoulder, and you watch as it kind of like knocks him back a little bit because he's not sure what to expect. And you watch as he just kind of like puts his hand up to the bullet wound and he goes, "Ah, son of a bitch."
I mean, I told you it would hurt.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, interesting. And you kind of watch him just kind of start digging his finger in.
Ooh.
Not at the dinner
Bleeding?
table. Take it outside.
Is he bleeding?
He is bleeding, yeah. And you watch
it
as
blood?
he pulls out. Yeah, it's blood. And you watch
Okay.
as he pulls out the bloody bullet that was stuck like in his shoulder blade.
You're as bad as Gale ripping teeth out.
I
of
will,
things.
since I wanted to sit near him, I guess I'll reach over and drop a level 1
Hey.
cure wounds on him.
Will that work on an
I
undead?
guess I'm gonna try.
All right,
How's-
you cast it on him.
Oh, this will be fun.
Oh,
Is it gonna
no.
hurt him?
Roll it.
Oh no.
Oh no. Well,
No.
I'm gonna try.
Well,
It's
we
what
don't
I
know
would
his
do.
character.
ah,
Okay. You watch as the wound begins to mend and heal itself, and he kind of looks at that and looks at you and goes, Man, you're lucky I'm actually living right now. And he kind of flicks the bullet at your head.
Trying to help.
Does that hurt
Yeah.
you if you're not?
If I'm dead?
That hurts you?
Yeah, it hurts like hell.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wait, so my Disciple of Life feature actually hurts undead more if I try to go heal them?
It's really not good.
Back
Seriously.
to the,
That
Back
shit
to the-
burns.
Huh.
It's a different energy,
You
Kyle.
are fascinating.
back to the numerous issues we have, because as interesting as you are, we're on a time schedule.
Yes.
Hey, I think those things are interesting, girl. So it's called a what?
Again.
Gun.
It's a gun.
I think I got
Oh,
some
no.
ideas that can work for that thing.
We're giving the Lich a gun.
Uh,
We made this decision.
Ro, you do have a second gun, don't you?
I do have a second gun that
You
I
do?
No firing
I
that
don't.
in the house.
Really? How's it work?
Let's-
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Ro's just gonna give him a real gun.
Okay,
Fuck
you just
yeah.
give the Lich a gun?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
one?
You pass him
The
your
my old
flintlock.
gun.
Yeah.
It's the flintlock. It's exactly what it is because I know which one she has.
Yep.
You pass him the flintlock and he kind of looks it over. Is this loaded?
You haven't been using it.
I haven't been using it, so I'm gonna say
Probably
not.
not.
probably
Okay.
not.
And even if it is, you've definitely been in enough storms and wet weather that
Yeah.
the gunpowder that's inside of a flintlock is packed and ruined now. So
We definitely ended up in the plane of water.
yes, you did.
We don't
So-
know.
That gun
That's
is
good.
unloaded or inert at worst. So there's nothing in it. So he kind of looks it over, starts moving it, fiddling with it, and you watch as he just kind of like at the dining table because the guy just doesn't care. He just kind of pulls out this small little set of like little fine tools and starts pulling apart the gun. As he
Alright.
just starts disassembling it and pulling it to pieces, and you watch, he is pulling this thing to pieces at a speed that you would be envious of.
Ro's just staring like, what the? Wait,
Do I recognize the tools? Out of curiosity, I'm just.
It's very much an assorted set of tools for various things: screwdrivers, pliers, pries, awls, stuff like that. It's really just a small set of general tools.
You don't have a gun anymore.
now you can have it.
And he just pulls it apart and kind of like looks at it and goes, "Interesting, interesting. All right,
It
yeah.
does make things.
I think I can definitely do something with this,
Cool.
and I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to keep this one. So
Yep.
I think I can do you something for this. What does it shoot? Other than the one that hit me.
You have 19 bullets for the flintlock.
Wait, so is he asking me like for my old ammo and stuff?
He's asking for that. He's also wondering what gun, like what your pepper box fires.
Bullets.
It's little metal.
Bullets.
No. He's asking for you to show him one.
Oh, I was like, I'm fucking no bullets. What the fuck? Yeah, bro's just gonna.
What caliber?
Hand him the 19 flintlock pistol ones, or
I mean, she's just gonna show him one of each and tell him which gun is which.
All right. So does that gun fire these things? And he points at the ball for the flintlock. The answer is no.
No.
All right. Give me one of those bullets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just gonna slide
All
it
right.
across the table.
Mark this off of your inventory. He pulls apart the bullet. Like he grabs a pair of pliers and starts prying it apart so he can see how it works.
That's fair. Alright.
you know how to
Mark
make
that
more,
off.
don't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, we just gotta find a forge.
All right.
We know where one is.
All right.
We know where. Actually, we technically know where a few are. If
All right,
anything's
yeah.
still here.
I think I know what I can do with this. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be a little dangerous, but I think it'll be cool.
Oh God, you just said
Hell
my favorite
yeah.
words.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you giving
Sorry.
the 3-foot tall person something that will explode?
Possibly. But yeah. Sorry.
Oh God.
I'm
I
getting
love
back
you,
into
Sal.
being alive again. I'm so a little too used to being dead. So but yeah, I got something that can definitely help you guys, and I've got some ideas for you. But who was talking? Who's talking?
Wasn't.
One of you was talking. Who was it last? I think it was Cal.
No,
I don't remember.
That's it. I was gonna bring something up, but I was gonna wait
was you
till
then.
this was over. All right.
I was also going to say something. But go
Yeah.
for
If
it.
you want to go first, Cal.
Sure, whatever. So, speaking of guard dogs,
Yeah.
we've been hearing this really loud noise around the city. It seems to move. What is that?
Yeah, I got an idea what it is.
Care to share?
Yeah, it was a mistake.
Um,
No.
Sorry?
Does it happen to stand like 2 stories high?
No. Not always. It can be a bit bigger or smaller. See, Takawaisen was a pretty clever guy. You know, good at making stuff. He's better with constructs, but well, he wasn't always good at it, and he had to learn, and he kind of overreached a bit. And
What did he make?
I don't have a good word for it. It's just he wanted to see if he could mix the ideas behind a regular metal golem, like the ones we use for protecting the city, and some of the more necromantic practices he had picked up.
Oh,
It's
no.
not Voltron, it's Frankenstein's monster.
It's an abomination, to put it simply. And we kept it locked up
Why did
because
you keep it?
it's really hard to kill, and it would
Hubris.
die easily.
The hubris of people.
Yeah. Well, the issue is that it kind of kept getting back up.
You created something that can't be killed.
I
Your
mean,
friend did.
I didn't.
Your friend did.
Why
Generally
did?
you.
Why
There's
should
no
made
such-
it? I only helped a little.
Does it have any sort of power source or something?
No power source. It it yes, it improves itself.
Like
Got
it learns?
Did you make some sort of dark side motherfucker, Connor?
Every
it's possible.
time we tried to put it down, it gets better.
You made a
And
dark side
It
motherfucker.
figured out how to get better at dealing with that stuff, and eventually, it figured out how to keep moving without needing power.
God,
So,
I hate this.
We figured out the best way to deal with it was just to lock it away and not
I
touch
think
it.
it escaped.
Yep, I think so.
Hongaron,
We're
Yeah.
fucked.
and he just sort of raised his hand. You said that it was necromantic in nature. Would this
Ish.
mean potentially my abilities would have potentially more of an impact on it?
Maybe. I don't know. The thing is, constructs aren't affected by healing magic. You could try and heal under those wooden figurines, and it wouldn't do shit at all. Nothing.
But it would, in theory, hurt the undead bit, right?
Yes. The problem is, it keeps fixing itself and improving itself, both mechanically and physically. So I don't know.
We'll just have to avoid it for now.
How dangerous is it?
Not to be something that I didn't want to deal with. I'll put it this way: I've killed it several times. Jin killed it several times. So did Father. But yeah, containing it was the best option.
I guess then my only other question is, this island has sort of been lost to history, and we're part of a team that is trying to recover this island and let the world know of it again. Are you okay with that? How do we...
People flying the city?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no problem with that.
Okay.
Coolio.
Then how do we get people consistently on and off?
We
these
definitely
points
have
disappear.
to.
We fly it down, right? That's how they used to do it.
Yeah, that'd probably be one of the best options. I mean, this whole teleporting circle thing, you could try that, but I don't. I actually don't know anything about it. That
And the
teleporting
arcane
circle.
tunnel, the arcane tunnel may get some people, but it won't last very long. Correct?
It's not consistent.
It
It
lasts-
also costs
it-
money.
That
lasts
spell
10
lasts
minutes.
a while. Lasts 10 minutes.
It lasts 10 minutes, but it's not gonna. I mean, you can get a group on, but it can't get like.
Well, you
a
also
group
want.
off necessarily.
You can't get
You
tourists
yeah.
on.
I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, landing the city might be your best option.
Then,
just landed at your saying.
if we want to pursue this, potentially, should we go deal with your lovely mistake and try to bind it again, or potentially destroy it?
Look, I'll tell you what. If you manage to put that thing down, then I'll help you get maybe a few more books from the library.
What does everyone else think? I am okay with this deal.
All right. Well, if you got the
Help.
thing to make one of us stronger, that might help.
That I
Well-
can definitely do.
We've also got the issue of how long would it take us to kill it. We have 10 days.
Well, deal with it after we deal with the
Yeah,
top and the demon.
I don't want to deal with it
I mean, we'll
right
have-
now if we don't have to. We kind of have
We'll have time.
priorities.
Hmm First, we stop
Listen,
the island
this-
from falling. Then we can deal about tourism.
And if we still have to take the time to go back, and I mean, from the sounds of it, I almost want to say if we manage to take control, we could just theoretically land it at Cersei.
Hmm
My thought is to let
Is
the people above us
Cersei,
know where to land it.
Wait,
Yeah,
yes.
this Cersei you're talking about, is it a big city?
It's in Odella. It's to the west.
We'd probably want to
Big
land in the
landmass to
ocean
the north.
somewhere.
I mean, yes. We'll land in the ocean.
It's a port city, so
All right. Well,
Do you
that's a
not-
new one. Cersei's a place. Got it.
Do you want to
You
just?
I'd probably not do that.
Okay.
I was thinking it would be best to land it in this where it's the teleportation circle is. If we get it too close to a big city, there's gonna be
You're
we don't
not
want
wrong.
people
That
fighting
makes
over
sense.
access to this.
not to
Yeah.
mention if we
I
leave
will
something like the Oni
I
on the
was
island.
thinking that the people who hired us probably would have an idea of where to land it, and we can deal with that when we get there. How's that sound?
Yeah. I will say, you've not been, so you don't know of the world now,
Nope.
correct? Do we have a world map by any chance with us?
You have a map of Cersei, and I know. Does at least one of you have a map of Procretia?
I have it available to me. Does that mean I have it?
I had sea charts, but they're hanging in Dea's room.
You're right.
She put it on her wall.
Like I said, I have access to a map of
Jan.
Procretia, but I don't know if I have it.
That'd be like you guys remembering what it looked like. Yeah, no. You have
I
a map
know
of
Okay,
he
so
Cersei.
has a map of
Cersei.
Odela.
Of
Yeah,
Odella.
You have a map of Odella.
Who has the map?
Probably be
One of you guys. It's
It'd
in the
probably
party.
be-
I know this.
She's
would either be
like literally-
Gale-
literally Rudy's looking at everybody like, who has the map? Can we
It'd
show
probably
him
be
the
Gale
map?
since he's got the bag of holding.
If you put
Can
it
we
in
show
here, I
him
got
the-
it. All right. Gail's gonna get it out.
Tim of the twins.
All right. Yeah. So you dig out the map.
Can we show it to him? I'm just
Yeah.
curious. Let's just show it to him.
That's
Oh,
what it
Odella.
looks
How
like.
I've missed thee.
That's one of the continents.
We've been away
That's
for a
the
month.
continent of Odella.
Mm.
It's been
It's been a rough
He
week.
just starts pointing at locations. Nope. 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 He every single one he points to, he does not recognize. Basically, this entire map.
Hey, Connor,
is new to
A
him.
lot changes
Can I-
in
Other places.
2,000
Can I
years.
ask- can I do something weird?
What's that?
Mercy's gonna try to draw the vague shape of Procretia as she remembers it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wants to put a dot where she knows the big pre-schism ruins are.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know that place. That's supposed to be the desert continent. I'm not gonna call it what you called it because you don't know it. But still, that's the desert continent, right? What do you call it?
We call it
Procretia.
Procretia.
Got it. All right. Yeah,
What did you
there's
call it?
there's something there.
What did you call it?
Probably
Huh?
something we can't say.
Oh.
And there's Taka down at one
Oh.
point.
Oh.
Oh yeah. No. We called it Takazan at one point. That was it.
Talk. Can you spell that, please? Put that in the. Thanks. This is irritating.
But yeah.
To like.
So right around there, like he point like you show him on the map and he points to it and goes, "Yeah, there's a place there."
Okay.
So they're not insane.
So
it
you
is
don't
pre-schism.
recognize. You don't recognize your saying at all.
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, they were
recognize
definitely.
confident.
Yeah, of course. That's a deal. But you gotta
You
realize
don't recognize. He doesn't
Huh?
recognize Cersei at all.
he doesn't recognize like the towns. He
Oh,
recognized
Della
the
at all.
continent.
He recognizes the continent, but not the actual towns, which makes sense
Yeah.
because. Okay. That's interesting.
You gotta realize last time I'd heard of stuff happening, the person still in control was gosh. It was a king.
It's a king. Wow.
That's pretty old.
Wow.
Eh,
We
fucking
don't
It is
really have
very
those
old.
anymore.
I don't remember. He's dead now.
Mm.
Long live the governor.
Eh.
Do you?
He who pays us.
Kate?
No, I was thinking with more if whether or not Morgan would actually ask this. So probably not though.
Okay. Any other questions?
One last thing. You said
Yeah.
that we could get through most of the island on the trolley system if we had a control panel, except for the red
Not
strip.
through it, around it, definitely.
How long do you think that would take?
To call one over to
On the
you,
trial?
or to get to a place.
Just to go around the entire thing.
Oh, not long.
We
So
have a
could-
control panel.
We have one. That's why we found it in the green line area.
Oh, good for you. Yeah, in that case, you can probably do it. Good luck. Hopefully, nothing's on the tracks.
There's worse things.
Well, also, Connor, this counted as a short rest, I'm assuming.
Yes, this is a
With
short
the
rest.
food.
Oh, thank God.
So
I'm
everyone who
so
needs to
low
do
on
their
health.
dice.
Y'all
you
can
guys-
can do a short rest. You guys can spend hit die and heal up and get. Well, none of you get spells back, but you know.
Excuse you.
Hey!
I get spells back.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You get a spell back.
What
I
just
get
happened?
4 spell. I get
Damn.
I get 2 spells back if I do, which is
Do,
what I'm gonna
do I still have aid on me?
do. Yes.
Yes. It lasts for like 8 hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
Cal, you actually did really good. I'm proud
Ro
of you.
needs to heal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ro
she
got
took some
damaged with the
damage.
explosion.
I got
Oh,
fucked up.
When she killed the
Right.
giant thing, it exploded, Connor.
I
You
forgot
exploded.
about that. I forgot that you were like point blank shooting it and it fucking blew up.
No, she wasn't shooting. It was the heat metal that fucked it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You've got 4 levels.
That was a
So
decision
4
you
fight
made.
it out.
No,
Man,
it was.
All I could roll like this when I rolled my health.
And to be fair, Ro didn't make that decision. I did.
I mean,
Well,
I
that's
just
an idiot.
I
In
stayed
fairness-
back for a reason.
In fairness to you, Jill, you did cast
Yeah.
that heat metal spell on it,
Yeah.
which did result in it dying,
Hey,
Yeah.
you killed it. It just did a lot of
and
damage.
then
after.
knocked out like 2 people in the party.
Me.
No, I was already.
Might be.
Yeah, Becca got knocked out by the cone of cold from the lich. I got knocked
Yeah.
out for the second time by the explosion.
Oh God.
Son of a gun.
You're shockingly forgiving towards him for that.
Have you seen how snappy she's been?
Cal
No.
doesn't like this dude.
Why not?
She doesn't want
He's
to
so nice.
piss
Hey,
him
quick
off.
question.
I
How
hate
is she
that I
not
like him. I
happy?
shouldn't trust him.
Quick question.
She
You
only
don't
cares
say
about the
okay.
cat.
Guys, this is important because I need to know so I can heal up right. Does aid still have an effect? And when we heal up, does that increase or is the 10 hit points gone?
Those are
it
added
is-
to your
it's saved.
maximum hit points, so you can heal up to that 10.
Yeah, they are added to your hit point maximum temporarily, of course.
hmm
Until the 8 hours are done.
Yes.
I love AIDS so much.
Saved my butt.
Is it possible when? Because you said, are we currently on the island? No, right? You said.
No, we're somewhere in the ocean.
Okay. When you take us back, is it going to be an issue with the tunnel since the island's moving?
No,
No. Okay.
Nope.
So
Nope.
I'm
island's
still
big
not,
enough that the arcane tunnel spells react pretty well to it.
it's still the arcane. I've only used it a few times, so I'm still kind of getting used to it. It's a good spell though. It's very useful. Can be somewhat dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, but
Yep.
you learn. Which I have. Sorry, Dea. She just whispers, "Sorry, Dea."
Well, we didn't flood the island at
I have
least.
almost died.
Wait,
No,
how'd
we
you flood the
So
what?
many.
Wait, hold on.
We
How'd you
kind
flood
of
the island?
she kind of
Dumb
opened a
dumb.
A
portal.
little bit.
You know that
Uh,
aquarium in the
aquarium?
zoo?
Yeah. Yeah.
She opened a portal in
Arcade
it.
tunnel.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
No, I'm not.
She
Holy
almost
shit.
killed me with that too.
You got yanked through the portal from there.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus.
Sucked.
She
Yeah.
may have flooded the stage area where the good boy
Yeah,
came
there's
from.
a new pond in the
Oh.
zoo.
That sucks.
I apologize.
Well, you visited a small contained section of the elemental plane of water.
The what now?
Oh, that's
Huh?
where that was.
I'll put it this way.
Huh.
He kind of points a finger in one location. We're here. This is where we and the rest of the world is. And then he points a
Okay.
finger off in another location far away from it and goes, the elemental plane of water is over here. It's an entirely different place with its own way it's set up.
But
So it's
then-
kind of like how when we accidentally fell into the Underdark. Got it.
No, the
Well, I don't-
Underdark is still part of here. And he gestures back to where he was pointing for the first place.
So it's
but then-
how does that?
It's
I'm not
a total
magic.
different. Is it
It's-
like?
It's a place dedicated to an element. There are a few of them. My mum would tell me stories about them.
how could we
Can
be
I
in
roll
two
to see
places
if I
at
know
once?
what the elemental planes are? Wait, I
Magic.
do know what the elemental planes are. I think I did. Was that in my thing that you gave me the list? I don't remember.
It
now.
was listed in the book.
It was listed in the book.
Yes.
So yeah. Okay. So I do vaguely know. Yeah. Oh. Well, that's interesting. I couldn't remember if I remembered or not.
Does
That's-
anything
that's
live? Oh, sorry. Continue.
That's interesting. I have read about it a little bit, but
Does anything
never-
live in that elemental plane?
Absolutely.
Sorry.
We saw
We were-
creatures in
we
there.
were
We were there.
Yeah,
That-
the dead fish
I-
almost ate
that's-
us.
You know
In
what?
fairness,
I'm
we were
just
using it as an
not
aquarium, so we
smart.
could have put stuff there. But no, yeah. Things definitely live there.
There were things outside the walls, though.
Yep. So
Yeah,
probably
I
some
just-
things that are a whole lot
I'm-
less nice too.
I'm trying to be a little more careful with that particular spell after that. I don't want to accidentally suck someone through.
Again.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dea. I'm gonna keep apologizing forever because it's just I feel awful. I'm sorry. Anyhow, let's if you wait. So my question was actually I got off track there a little bit. When we come back, can we tell you a particular place that we'd like to land at, or are you going to just drop us off wherever on the island?
I can probably get you somewhere.
Because I don't know about everyone else, but I think we'd like to get close to at least the mantle that we were trying to get after.
I would like to get close to those super strong gauntlets, to be honest, since you said they were on the island, right?
Oh no, they're here.
Oh,
I assumed he had them.
Yeah, no. I made those. They're here.
It might be best if we get dropped
There's
off.
a bunch of other stuff. Look, we could do that. I can make my house have some rooms for you guys if you want to sleep here. But basically, no, I think I'll make the things for you, little lady, and I'll show you guys the other stuff, and we'll go from there.
I like that plan.
All right.
I don't know about
Didn't we
everybody else.
Just sleep.
No, I'm
No.
I'm not saying about the sleeping here. I'm saying about just looking at the stuff for now.
I'm a
then
fan
we'll go
of getting the cool dangerous gun, so I'm good.
let's go get the strong gauntlets.
I don't think I'm gonna make a gun, but I got an idea.
You know what? Go buck wild. Just do whatever you want.
Well, that's your fucking
Long as-
plan.
As long as it hurts whatever is across from me.
Out of curiosity,
Good.
I mean, there's not.
Yo, that's also the plan. It could hurt you though, so be careful. But still.
It's okay. She's not usually close enough to get hurt, anyways.
I hurt
Oh
myself.
well.
More like
Probably
it could
wouldn't be the first
explode.
one.
So, if you guys want to, everybody finished dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in that case, if you want, you guys can follow me and come over to the workshop. I can show you the thing I'm talking about, and he points to you, Ro,
Yes.
can make a few decisions on what you want to have.
Oh, hell yeah.
Quick question: am I allowed to touch stuff in this workshop?
Sure.
You only,
That was a dangerous answer. You already said yes.
That's not a good idea.
I'm assuming
let's
we're
wait.
walking over now.
Oh yeah, I know. He goes, sure, and then he turns and starts walking.
Like Herod's like
Following.
rushing after him. She's like gonna try and like keep up with him, and she's just gonna
Morgan's.
ask,
You go first, sorry.
she's just gonna ask. I don't particularly benefit from items. You don't happen to have spells, do you? Or paper, at least?
I definitely got
running-
favor.
I'm running low on my enchanted paper, so
That's a pain in the ass. Stuff to keep that stuff.
if I could have some, that would be great.
Mercy's bouncing as she follows. She wants to touch one of everything.
Oh,
But
Jesus.
that's all. And then she kind of like just steps back a little bit. Everyone else wants to ask
Sure, I got
questions.
something at least. Let's see.
Touch everything.
Let's see. You know, Arcane Tunnel, you've mentioned it. That spell. I was never one for that. Let's see. Hold on. Give me a second. And he kind of like snaps his fingers and a book appears in his hands and he starts kind of like flipping through it as I begin flipping through my book.
Erudite just kind of does the like big eyes hand to like I wish I could take a picture of what I'm doing because I'm actually doing it physically, but like it's just like big eyes, hand to cheeks, just like heart. Like there would be hearts if like there literally could be hearts.
I want to touch everything and see what happens.
No.
I can't believe this is how Mercy dies.
Yeah, for real.
No.
Wait, I have a question. This is from Mr. Lichman.
Yeah,
Do you know what this? Can you look at this and tell me if this is replicatable? And she's gonna pull out the paper of purpling.
Oh my
Oh
fucking
my
god.
god.
Yeah, probably.
Could you make me like a book of it,
Sort of book?
like of different
Pretty-
colors?
Oh, like a flip book. Yeah, sure.
You're my new favorite person.
Yeah, I mean, you don't do a lot of fighting, do you? Like
Me?
weapon fighting.
No.
No. Yeah, in that case, that won't be very helpful. Sorry. You got
What's this
you got most of the stuff I went up teaching my
Wait,
wizard.
weapon
my-
fighting?
Yeah.
Could a person who has magic through a divine person be able to use that?
Probably not. No.
Eh.
Well, what
Basically,
about
it
someone
just-
who is?
Huh?
What about someone with arcane talents of a sort? And also
that
does
depends.
weapon
Can your magic affect your life force?
Connor, can my magic affect my life force?
The answer's probably no.
He's talking about like blood hunters.
No, yes,
Yeah.
blood hunters definitely are in the list.
But I think he was referring more to like
Warlocks, sigilants, blood
Yeah.
hunters, atavists.
Not us.
not us,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
What-
in that
what's a
case, that won't
sigilant?
help. That's another class that I made available. But basically, in that case, the spell's probably not going to be that
Alice.
helpful. It lets
Alice-
you infuse a weapon with some of your life. Makes it more powerful.
That's fascinating.
It is. It also sucks because it hurts a lot. But, you know.
Yeah. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Oh
I-
well, that's
I knew that spell was a possibility, but I also knew it didn't matter to you
Benefit.
guys because you couldn't get it. Sorry.
it's okay. I just no. I mean, really, she just wants the paper, so she doesn't.
Yeah.
Really, there's no spell.
Yeah, I can
She's
give you some
just fine.
paper. But
Thank
this way.
you. Okay.
So,
So did
oh,
you
sorry.
just make stuff when you were alive for a living?
I made stuff, taught kids, stuff like that. I was a teacher.
Then did you follow the church of what's his name?
Imagine.
Amazing.
That's him.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, for a bit. I was a father. And then he went away. He probably died.
What God?
Gods can
Can a
die.
god die?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Flynn died.
Huh.
Plenty of them died during the conflict.
Who?
Well,
I guess that makes people like Desmond and Sanoy lucky.
Everything can die.
can they be brought back?
I don't know. Good question though. This way. And he keeps walking through the halls. Well, actually, they're up the stairs, and you guys keep going up and up and up and up.
Mercy's still
And
bouncing.
as you're traveling through this tower, the actual architecture starts to make less sense as you look around you. It looks like you're in a tower on the ocean.
I've seen the video.
And as you keep walking, you kind of go into a hallway, and you still look like you're on a tower in the ocean, but it doesn't seem like you're walking on a hall that's branching off of this tower. It just looks like you're walking through the tower.
Morgan's gonna lean back and kind of like stick her head out the window.
Yeah. And you look like
does she
you are up
feel
high
it?
on a tower.
Yeah, but like, does she feel anything? Like the breeze?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah. You feel the breeze, you feel the air, you smell salt.
where?
As far as you're concerned, you're in the ocean.
Do you know, like, she... Nah, never mind. I think I asked this last session. I forgot the answer. Never mind. How is this... We're still in the tower, correct?
Yep.
How?
I don't know.
Doesn't...
Magic.
Uh,
That's right.
That's just kind of your answer for everything, ain't it?
No, it's my answer because most of you probably don't understand what I'm going to say.
To be fair, I'm pretty stupid, so that works out.
And everybody's gonna raise. I do
Uh-huh.
vaguely. Your magic is far more advanced than mine, but
I'll put it this way. It's paradoxical architecture. It exists and doesn't at the same time.
God bless you.
So, here is my workshop. And he shows you into a room where there's clear evidence of someone who has been working there. There is a small kind of a small anvil, and next to it is this little, like 3 to 4 foot tall floating half sphere of this material that kind of glows slightly at the top. And then there's next to it a workbench where one can do like leather working and cloth making. And then nearby there is an alchemist table and other such things. And on various tables and pedestals, there are objects scattered along the room. The one he appears to be moving towards right now is this 2 sets of big stone gauntlets. They are big and they are very, very thick. The stone on them looks to be a good inch in thickness.
Connor, you said 2 sets, as in there's 2
Sorry.
pairs?
A set. My mistake.
Okay.
I misspoke.
oh,
I was like, that seems odd.
Yeah. No. There are 2 of them. And you see, like, judging by how the gauntlet is set up, like the actual wrist guard section of it on really any of you, if it was to fit your hand, would go up to about 2/3 of your forearm. And this is just a massive gauntlet. And you see that the hands are big and chunky, and the fingers are huge. They're long and very, very... They look like they are made out of stone.
The whole gauntlets.
Not necessarily, no. Not the whole
No.
gauntlet.
I want you guys to know, if you can hear me cackling, it's because Jill
do.
just imagined her with them on.
Jill, I have a request. Please draw that.
I'm thinking of doing.
Her entire arm would be in there.
And she's just like
Please
helicoptering
draw
her
that. I
arms.
want to see it.
Wow.
I mean, I love this. Unfortunately, magic items shrink and grow to the wearer.
No!
Don't
It has to take time to attune.
Sorry.
Don't ruin this.
So, with that being said, until they attune to you, they would be that big on you.
Again, please draw that.
Hey, Connor.
Yes.
Can I look around the room and see if there's anything neat to touch?
Yes, there are plenty of other things to
Real
touch.
quick, are
Do
there
I-
windows in this one? In this room?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. There are various bookshelves, and next to them there are windows that look out.
Do I need to
Daya's
do
just
like
gonna go
a-
look out a window until people are done here.
Do I need to do like a perception check or anything?
I'll describe what you see.
Yes.
So, on one of these pedestals, there is what looks to be a bag full of marbles and other assorted objects. On another, there is what appears to be almost like a sheaf of paper that you aren't really sure what it does, but it's just kind of this pile of paper that's sitting there. On another, there's what appears to be a doll, just kind of sitting there on these two little wire frames that hold it up at the shoulders that just kind of lays there limp.
I don't like that one.
And then there are various other objects.
I want to go touch the bag of marbles.
The bag of marbles,
Yeah.
you do so.
Nothing
touch it?
Connor,
happened.
is there? Oh,
I'm
sorry.
gonna move on to the doll.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna poke it.
So Hongaron's moved over towards the gauntlets, and he's talking to you guys. He's getting ready to show you them and tell you about how they work. And he sees you going to touch the doll, and he goes, "Uh-oh." and then you touch it, and he just goes, "Oh no,
Oh no!
Oh no!
that's gonna be bad."
Oh honey.
You guys should probably back away from your friend for a little bit. She's
What?
gonna be freaking out.
What did I do?
You see the doll standing up and looking at you.
Ah!
None of us see that, right?
No.
Okay.
Mercy's
I'm
just gonna
going-
look at it, look back at him, and go, "Why?"
You look at him,
Yeah.
and then you look back at the doll.
Yeah.
It's moved closer.
Ah! What does it do if I look away from it too long?
Look, it's gonna do something eventually.
Is it gonna hurt me?
mean?
No.
Can I just pick it up and carry it around?
That's a choice you can make.
I don't trust that answer.
Out of character, I love him.
Yeah.
Dude, I love you.
Are you still over by the window, Dea?
Me? Yeah.
You should probably come a little over here, please.
Okay, why?
Because she's gonna freak out soon.
I can't hear.
Yeah. You definitely can pick it up. I think you'll probably want to get this over with as quickly as possible.
What's it gonna do to me?
Well, it won't physically hurt you.
Can I touch the sheath of paper before it happens?
No.
Mercy's just gonna die and take her sword off and set it on the ground so nothing happens to the dog if something happens.
Okay.
Let's get it over with. And she's
Okay.
gonna look away from the doll because she has a feeling that's what she needs to do.
Okay, you look away from the doll.
Yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes.
Close your eyes.
Yep.
Fucking angel.
When do you open them up?
She's gonna wait like 2 minutes.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Don't turn your back. Don't look away, and don't blink. Sorry, I got Doctor Who on the brain.
I was
Damn.
like, no, it's a
Connor,
weeping
I don't
angel.
know
Open
I
your
don't-
eyes.
Should I like jump out the window or something? You told her to move away from the
No,
window.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Can I don't know what to do.
Look, get it over. Just open your eyes already. All right. It's
Okay.
really gonna suck.
What?
You open your eyes.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Oh my god.
You
Oh!
don't see any doll. It is
Ah,
gone.
what the fuck did you make?
You go to turn to look at him, and he and the rest of your team are gone.
Ah!
And then you watch as the room starts to stretch out further into that hall that you guys were walking through, and you turn back in the other direction, and you see the hall stretching out further and further in
I
the
hate
other
this.
direction.
Connor, why?
Mercy's just gonna do what she does best. Ah! And she's just gonna scream for a minute.
Okay.
Morgan,
You guys see her just kind of lock up.
Oh god.
She okay?
This is what she gets for touching things.
Well, she'll be okay. Yeah.
For how long?
Well, when the thing finds her.
What?
It's the midnight game, you son of a bitch.
No. I once got a request to make something to help a guard force. And they wanted to do something that would help them get people to confess to crimes without
Oh.
hurting them.
A
Oh,
torture device.
no.
It's not torture. It just scares the shit out of people.
That's torture.
It's like a mix of that episode of Black Mirror and the midnight.
Look.
Hongaron.
Look, okay,
Hongaron.
I didn't like it, but the rest of the council thought it'd be a good idea, so I did it. Okay?
And you kept
Hey,
it?
question, Kana.
I don't want anyone else to find it.
Hey, Kana.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a physical doll, isn't it?
it's a physical doll.
Yeah, when it finds her, if it touches her, she's using Hellish Rebuke on it.
Okay.
I still have that.
I know you do.
Is
So, Mercy.
Connor, is there?
Yeah.
No. We're dealing with Mercy right now.
Okay, sorry. I keep cutting in and out, so I don't know whether or not it's done.
So, Mercy,
Yeah.
you find yourself in this hall.
Shut the fuck up, Cal. That's not how this works. We're gonna rock, paper, scissors for it like proper people.
Thought you'd arm wrestle for it.
What do you do?
Marcy's gonna sigh and get up and look around. This is like the worst version of hide and seek, you son of a bitch.
It is, and you hear a faint tapping noise coming from down the halls.
Oh my god.
Mercy's just resigned to this point. She's gonna walk around, just kind of like braced for an impact, and just wait for it to come find her. Cause fuck it, if she dies like this, you know, Desna's gonna make fun of her for the rest of time. But you know, there are worse things to do.
Okay. You keep waiting, and eventually, as you stare off in one of the directions of the hall, you do see something silhouetted start to kind of fill up the space of this hall, and it's a large, hulking form. Spindly arms, long fingers, and it just takes up this entire hall. And
You're
once
a
it sees
dumbass
you, it just kind of stands there.
Just fucking kill me. You're a dumbass bitch, you son of a bitch. Just kill me.
It just keeps standing there.
Mercy's just trying to get it to attack her. I'm just get it over with. I don't want to be alive if this is how I end.
It just keeps
Fucking kill
standing
me.
there.
Oh my god.
Mercy's gonna
I'm
approach
stuck in
it.
this forever.
This is the anti-horror game.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mercy's
what is
not
she-
dealing with this. She's approaching it.
You started to approach it?
Yeah.
Okay, you start walking towards it, and as you keep walking towards it, it seems like it never seems to get closer.
Oh my
I
god.
think you're supposed to run from it.
Mercy's gonna pull out the rock that she knows will come back to her and throw it at it.
Okay, you throw it at it.
Yeah.
The rock seems to fall short.
Just fucking attack me. She's gonna look away for a second and look back. She knows
Okay,
it worked with the doll.
disappears.
It's
It
gone.
what?
It disappears.
This is never gonna end.
You're
And
literally
she's
in
gonna
a
keep
horror video
walking.
game.
She's gonna keep walking.
Yeah, she just wants this to be over with.
You just like whirl around. You turn to go walking the other direction, and then something lifts you up by the shoulders and presses you against the wall, and it's that thing. And instead of being a normal doll with no face, it's got this wide rictus grin with these two dark black eyes, and it just looks at you and looks at you and
Oh, dude,
screams.
your teeth are great. Where do you go to for a dentist?
And then you wake back up, and you're back. You're standing back in where the rest of the team is.
Mercy's gonna turn and go,
Connor,
you guys should try that.
Yeah, you looked like you had so much fun.
You didn't see me. I locked up.
You didn't.
You were still freaking out before that.
You did still freak out before, yes.
Yeah, but once I got over the initial worry, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, can I go back to the window, please?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Whatever.
Yeah. That was the thing I was going to tell you not to touch.
It's already too late, man.
Yep.
Can I touch it again?
Mercy.
I mean, yeah, I I guess.
Mercy.
Is there any way to pick it up without it hurting you?
No.
Well, then how do you transport it?
Carefully.
So you can theoretically pick it up and put it in a box, and then go through that whole thing, and then move the box with you.
I certainly can.
I'll get back to that later because I might have someone to use it again.
Oh,
Anyway.
Fuck.
no mercy.
Mercy, that's not a prank.
Shit.
That's not.
That's
a
mean.
Dan is just like giving you
Anyway,
a
those
scornful
gauntlets.
look.
He never let us establish rules. Anything's fair game.
That's not a prank. That's a torture device.
Jill, your
God.
friend is fucked.
You're telling me I've had 10 years of this shit.
Anyway,
Listen,
Those
Cal, use
gauntlets,
the opportunity.
though. Oh,
I
he-
know Cal would use that on me, so
Oh
hello.
yeah. So the gauntlets. I just called them the gauntlets of the golem because best thing I can make comparison to. They make you feel really strong, but unfortunately, as you can see, the fingers are kind of big and clunky, and it sucks. But still, they make you really strong.
How strong is strong?
That's a good comparison. Toe to toe with some giants, strong.
You said it's big and clunky, so it's gonna fuck with like our hand dexterity, ain't it?
Yeah, it's definitely gonna suck, but you can still use it.
Can you use a weapon with it?
Absolutely.
Gail, you can have this one. I like what little
That
hand
sounds like
dexterity
fun.
I have. I need it to carve wood.
I mean,
That sounds like fun.
you can take them off.
I already got something cool on this island. Let someone else have something.
All right. Who's taking the gauntlets?
Gail just kind of goes over there and starts to put them on.
You start to put them on.
Mhm.
Right now, they are heavy. You're a strong man. Period. You are a strong individual. These are heavy fucking gauntlets. And I wasn't joking when I said they are made of about an inch of stone every location. The palm is like about an inch of stone. The fingers are like a good like half inch of stone. The actual wrist guard itself, an inch of stone. This thing is heavy as sin. Around the wrist guards are these two big metal bands, and it's got this twisting design that kind of engraves around it. You'll have to attune to it, but you now have the gauntlets of the golem.
All right.
Is there anything of value, like jewelry, like what Morgan would recognize around?
In this room, no.
Monday.
God damn it. What are you actively thinking of right now, Mercy?
What I'm thinking of?
Yes.
Mercy's thinking about using that doll for evil.
You're thinking of using that doll for evil.
Yeah.
So when you touch the paper, suddenly a well-drawn image of Avro, of a first-person view of Avro being kind of like offered something, and like there's a hand reaching out with the doll in its hand, and you just see Avro kind of like reaching towards it.
That's
I don't know what this is, but I like it.
Does Morgan knows that? Because if she does, she's gonna go over and look at it.
Yeah, you see it.
She's gonna go touch it.
What are you thinking?
What is Morgan thinking of?
I mean,
It's just
right now, the first thing I can think of is, what's that paper do?
Yes. And then after that, if she realizes what it does, probably think of
Okay.
don't know, her
So what
favorite
happens
flower.
is you touch the paper, and suddenly an image shows up of a drawn piece of paper with a question mark over it.
Does this reach your thoughts?
Yeah. Makes a picture of it too.
Can I keep this?
No.
Damn it.
Can I keep
Gail's
the
gonna
doll?
walk over to it and he's gonna touch it.
What are you
and
thinking of?
He's thinking of his mom and Ira.
Oh, that's gay.
You would wind up getting a well-drawn picture of both of them
Oh,
as you remember them.
I like this.
Might I have a look at it?
Yeah, sure. You can keep the pictures it makes. And technically, the sheaf will keep not reproducing, duplicating and making more of itself. But I only have one of those stacks, so I'd like to keep it.
Oh, so like it's like printing out things essentially.
It will you touch the paper and it makes more paper.
Oh.
Like
Ye old
as
printer.
you lift paper from it, it just seems to make more and more and more and more and more.
I don't trust the smile Jill has on her face right now.
So these are just each. So we each have our own drawing in front of us then.
Yeah. Mercy has a very mean drawing of her offering, like a first-person view of her offering the doll to Avro.
All right.
Oh,
Daya's
God.
interested now that it's...
Okay.
Yeah,
She
I
walks
kind of-
over.
yeah.
Cal
Mercy's not
definitely takes
interested now
one.
that everyone else
Okay, you
is.
touch one.
Mm-hmm.
What are you thinking of?
My fiance.
You fucker!
Oh.
That's gay.
In that case, you would see the image of the familiar, it's a gnome, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The familiar gnomish man.
Daya
I
looks
just
at
sort
that
of-
and she goes, "Who's that?"
Cal just doesn't say anything. He just sort of folds it up and tucks it in his bag.
Daya kind of gives him a look, but she doesn't press.
And then he walks downstairs.
Daya touches the picture and thinks of her captain.
Oh, you think you were captain?
Yeah, and
You would
yeah.
you would see a well drawn image of what you remember your captain to look like. There's a bit of a shading to kind of show the darkened skin he has, and he is wearing his hair in the braid like he always kept it.
She
Morgan's gonna.
folds that up and puts that away. She goes, "Thank you,
Morgan.
sir."
You can keep messing if you want.
Ro's gonna go over and she's gonna touch it and she's gonna think of an extremely well rendered ass.
God.
Of course she is. Of course.
Got it.
I've been holding
I mean,
on to that
that's
so-
one since the first paper.
There is it just fills up most of the paper where it's like just a little
copy
bit of the
machine.
lower back and then a little bit of the lower legs, and it's just this muscular, well drawn ass.
She's just holding the paper and nodding at yeah.
Amazing.
Erudite wants to touch the paper.
You do so.
She is thinking of the person that came by after Osteroth died. With the,
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're thinking
Yeah.
of the gray skinned people.
yes.
You saw.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Interesting. I'll have you roll me a wisdom check
Okay.
to see how well you remember it.
Okay.
Because
that's
really,
fair.
from the event, that's not what you were focusing on.
No, I know. She's trying to see if she can remember. It makes sense because she's trying to. See if she can
Everybody
remember.
else had something that's like, it's yeah. Of course, you know what an ass
Yeah.
looks like. Of course, you know what your
Yeah,
captain
I know.
looks like. Of
That's
course you know.
fine. That's
This
totally
is
fair. I'm not.
interesting. I like it though.
Yeah, well, it's been on her mind for a while.
You succeed in getting a fairly good recreation of what they look like.
Cool.
And in this picture, you can see the woman has short cropped hair.
Mhm.
And it was it two women and one man, or one or two
Yeah. It was one man, two women. Yeah.
women and two women. So one of the women has short cropped hair. The other one has her hair kept back in a bun, and
Mhm.
the man has his hair held in a top knot with the sides shaved.
Okay.
And they all have the telltale signs of being elves because they have long pointed ears, like very long
Okay.
pointed ears, not like your two companions, but instead like a real elf.
Mhm.
And they all have a
Like-
slight shading to them to denote that their skin is a kind of a pale gray.
Okay. She sort of just takes that and puts it in her bag.
And I will point out, the drawing is as you would have remembered them, carrying shovels.
Mhm.
Morgan.
Okay.
Actually, Hongaron,
Yeah.
quick question for you.
Yeah.
Can Gail see the drawing, by the way?
I mean, I'm not hiding.
Yeah.
Okay, like you're not hiding it or
Yeah,
anything.
you
Okay.
can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
the drawing.
Is that what redacted word looks like.
Yeah.
Is that
Who's
what
them?
they?
Wait,
Redacted
you know
word.
who these
Alright.
people are?
They look like that.
Oh,
I mean, they look
Oh.
a bit like them.
All right.
excuse me?
I just want to know. I don't think
Excuse
that. I don't think that that's anything. That's them. But I'm trying to follow things. I'll tell you later.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I promise I'll talk to you later. But I don't want
Okay.
to be rude, and I know we need other information.
Okay. Yes, you will talk to me later. Cause okay, that's fine. And she puts the drawing back in her bag, and she goes to the bookshelves.
Okay.
Morgan's gonna go back to the paper, and she's gonna pick out a few people.
Okay.
First she's gonna do a picture of her mother,
You get the
She's-
drawing of the familiar face of your mother smiling.
a picture of her father,
You get the familiar stern face of your father.
a picture of her older brother,
You get that.
Why don't you do that all in the same
And-
picture?
because I shut up.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think of that. And a picture of her mentor.
Got it. And your mentor was, let me double check your.
I don't remember giving any physical details because I want to leave that up to you. So whenever you decide.
Yep. You would see the smooth-faced man, slightly slanted eyes, kind of a very mute expression. Like it's kind of like it's not frowning per se, but it's kind of like a
Resting
look of
bitch
just like-
face?
yeah. Actually that's actually a very good way of putting it. It's resting bitch face. And you remember him you always remembered him looking a lot like that basically every year you saw him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not an elf. You know that.
Gotcha. Alright. That's she's gonna take those and she's gonna like stick
Jolly. I can see your
in her
microphone
shirt.
activating.
What?
Do you want to touch the paper?
Sure.
What is Jolly thinking of?
What
What is Maddie thinking of? I should say.
Well, I'm thinking of my dad.
Okay,
Obviously.
you get a picture of your father, flour smudge on his face, wearing his chef's hat, busy as he always is.
Oh, I miss him.
Anything else?
Oh, we're gonna go with that, aren't we?
What do you want to think of?
Do I still recall that one friend of mine?
Oh.
I will have you roll me a wisdom check with advantage.
Ooh,
Ooh.
advantage. Okay. Let me see.
Never change, Jolly.
Oh,
That's the same thing.
Well, I know
And-
our choice.
no.
16.
Amazing.
Damn.
Yes,
4 wisdom.
you do remember what your friend looked like.
oh God. Okay.
And you wind up getting a drawing of a long-haired dog with white fur, white silver fur. Looks to be about, if you were to estimate the size, probably about like 3 foot tall at the shoulder. These two kind of like furry like eyebrows above its eyes, and a very, very wise-looking face. It's almost human in a way, and it's posed in a way so that its paws and its entire body is lined right up and facing directly at the drawing, right at you, like it's looking
Huh.
out.
Well, that's ominous.
Who's
Okay.
that?
I'm not sure.
Good response.
Hey, is everyone done
Let's
touching the
see it.
paper?
Yeah, I just want to know if I see anything interesting in the bookshelves.
A lot of books on crafting, the occasional novel. Really nothing of note.
Okay. I was just looking.
Knowing you guys, I put you into a place where you could do a lot of poking around and experimenting. So
I mean, I kind of want to
I
open
was
the bag
fully
and dig in
expecting
it.
this.
I want to dig in the bag.
Oh, into the bag.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your favorite toy?
My favorite toy?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think Mercy ever had toys.
Okay, you pull out a wooden sword.
That makes sense.
Oh my god.
You didn't have toys either.
Just
way.
made sense.
Yeah, no, it does.
She's gonna turn around and look at the I cannot pronounce his name, Sage dude, and go,
Hongaron.
I can't say that comment.
Hunger.
Too many
It's
years of
like
speech
Caleron,
therapy.
but hungry.
That's
I
actually
can barely say Caleron.
And Hongaron is like Caleron, but thirstier. No, wait, no.
That's not possible.
Are you sure about that?
Mercy's just gonna look at him with the sword and go, what?
Ro wants a mini sword, so she thinks it's a bag of mini swords, so she's gonna reach in the same bag.
What is her favorite toy?
Oh no.
You can't
Well-
lie, she had it.
No.
I know what I'm
Toy.
doing.
Toy.
I know
Not
what
that
I'm doing.
kind.
I know.
Dirty
Y'all-
motherfucker.
You're nasty. I knew what
That's not what I was.
doing.
That's not what I was aiming for. I was aiming for something else.
Literally, I knew what I was doing. God. Bunch
No
of...
bad dragon dildos coming out of this bag, thank you.
If Ro had a favorite toy, it would have been like a super done up, expensive princess doll.
Oh, that makes
Fuck,
sense.
you're right. Yep.
It would have been
You
sick
pulled
as
out
hell.
this very well-made China doll. Very well made,
no.
and a very nice, pretty dress. Hair is very silky smooth and very well primed and prettied.
Ro, that thing looks like it cost 500 gold by itself.
Ro kind of clears her throat and like puts it under her arm, keeps it.
Is that
Can I have this bag?
No,
Aww,
No.
why not?
you already got this fucking clothes.
He's offering us quite a bit, Mercy.
Look, I like take whatever comes out of it, but you don't get the bag.
Aww. But although it come out as wooden swords.
And for you,
Is it different for something?
what is it anyway?
I call it the bag of gifts. Really simple idea. I wanted to see if I could make an object that would give people what they like the most, as a kid, at least.
So is this thing gonna like
I can
disintegrate on me?
No.
Is it only toys?
It's only toys,
Oh.
or at least what you thought of as a toy as a kid, which
This is not-
probably explains that. And he points to the wooden sword.
I didn't
Erica
have
puts her
toys.
hand in the bag.
I had crayons. Or whatever, like paper. What's the equivalent of crayons?
Charcoal.
Probably.
Charcoal. I had charcoals, but not toys.
So
what
Erica's
did-
gonna put her hand. She's probably gonna come up with some sort of like almost like an alchemist set. What? Like,
Baby's
It's
first
a-
chemistry set.
It's a children's chemistry set. Oh
Fucking
no!
Science camp.
Fuck! I know exactly what it is. You pull out this little set in a wooden case, and you recognize it immediately. It's a little case of jars and beakers that you could use to make candy.
Oh my god!
I remember that. I always wanted one of these.
Man, my mind went immediately straight to that.
All I can think of are those little
She puts
sets where
it
you
in
can
her
make
bag.
squishy bugs.
'Cause
Oh,
that's
God.
cool.
Mercy's gonna pull out another sword and hand it to Ro.
You get another sword.
Hell yeah!
On guard.
This one is a vaguely different make. This one looks a bit bigger.
Let's trade then.
No,
Give me
no,
the bigger one.
no.
Well, I'll fight you for it.
Does this bag also turn you back into a child? Because really, that's what I'm feeling right now.
No, it just keeps going with what makes the most sense for you.
I probably got
I would-
bigger swords as I got.
Morgan's gonna stick a hand in for shits and giggles.
It acts funny after a few fulls, so keep that in mind.
After a
Funny
few
how-
fulls?
I mean, some things,
A few pulls.
things tend to get
Oh.
funny after a few
Yeah,
pulls.
I say things funny. All right, thanks.
Wow, rude, Morgan.
I'm really glad no one commented on what I said.
No! I heard you. I just didn't say anything.
Connor, stop! I'm being bullied.
No.
here.
He only says it kind of like jokingly. He's like half smiling when he says that.
No, that's Kate not being able to hear things right.
Oh.
Not
Well-
more. I made.
I thought you were
bully
legitimately
kids
doing that.
angry.
Oh well, it
No!
happened in character. Too bad.
Oh well,
didn't.
don't worry about it. It happened in character. It's fine. It's funny.
Morgan's gonna give him a look and just reach in and try and pull something out.
I have a guess for what it might be.
You might be wrong, so I want to hear what you think.
Slingshot.
I was actually going with a stuffed rabbit, but a slingshot did cross my mind.
It's up to you.
But maybe. Can I get both?
No.
Damn it. Okay.
I mean, it's not the first one.
In the
Well,
background.
Morgan's gonna pull out a slingshot.
Yeah, you pull out a slingshot.
Oh.
You remember it
I
having a
haven't seen
pretty.
this.
It has a pretty flimsy rubber band on it, so it's not that great. But you can throw a rock pretty well.
I remember chasing my brother with this. I didn't have it for long.
Gail, can you take the? It didn't fit in my bag. I'm like, it doesn't fit in my bag. Can you take my chemistry set for now? Gail, this doesn't
It's
fit.
not a chemistry set.
Not a chemistry set, but can you take the candy
100%.
set? The candy.
Not a chemistry set.
Hey, smart
Hey, it was
sage
fun.
guy.
Huh.
Candy
Yeah.
set.
Can magic can pick up the doll and not affect a person?
Yeah, I can do like the mage hand thing. Best way to move it around.
Can someone pick it up and put it in our bag?
You're not
Mercy,
keeping it.
no.
No.
Aw.
No, it's
You're
not
not
coming with
putting
us.
You're
Not
not
in my
putting an
bag.
Avro
I know.
through
Do you want
psychological
to know
torture.
why I keep this stupid thing?
For fun,
Because-
shits and giggles?
No, because once the guard force realized what it did, they realized they didn't want it. I keep it so that other people don't fuck with it.
Yeah, mercy.
That's why I got it.
Why not put it in a
Yeah.
glass case?
I want to touch it again so bad.
Mercy.
No mercy.
I'm
This is
impulsive.
why I got the gauntlets.
I
No, you got the gauntlets because I didn't
I
want them.
can't say this enough. Please don't touch it multiple times.
What?
I'm assuming
Please
it
don't
gets
touch it
worse.
multiple times.
Do you not know what happens if it's been touched multiple times?
I've got an idea.
Does it?
But I didn't
Does it
do
do
it,
this?
so I got an idea.
Don't mercy.
Mercy's gonna put her hands together and walk out of the room with them clasped to each other so she doesn't tempt herself to touch it.
Good
Does
decision.
it look the same for everyone? Like, if I touch it, will I have the same experience as Mercy?
Yes.
Guys, stop touching the. Stop trying to
I
touch the.
don't
Oh!
want to touch it. I'm
I-
just curious.
You all yell
Why
at
are-
me for
why are
touching
you all so-
everything.
Huh.
I'm
Mercy
normally
outside
the
of
one
the
who
door.
does all the touching
that,
of things,
Hungry?
and
I don't know.
This is just par for the course.
Mercy
yeah, okay.
leans back in. I'm stupid. That's my excuse.
He walks over to the bag, reaches in, pulls out a magnifying glass. You want something?
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't really have toys. I don't know what I would get.
I don't know. As long as you're the shot.
I guess if you're offering. She
Yeah, what about you?
reluctantly goes in and puts her hand in.
You were young enough to be on the ship. Like, you were young when you were on the ship, weren't you?
Around
Like early teens.
or like
preteens.
preteens, like 12.
So, like you guys could have been, like, around 11 or 10.
Well,
You were young
Yeah,
enough.
roughly.
I think a year or two passed between where we were on the streets before the ship.
Yeah, in that case, I think I do know what you probably would have had and seen almost as fun or as a toy.
Uh-huh.
I can think of it.
The clown.
Well, no, you get to choose, Becca.
Uh-huh.
Would you like more, training or fishing?
Oh, so in my head, probably training, because in my head,
Okay.
her captain trained her mostly.
In that case, you pull out a dull metal cutlass. You know that it was a training weapon.
She just shrugs. She's like, eh.
I hate you, Jill.
You guys have
I
weird
don't
lives.
like you anymore, too.
Question. Me, Michelle. Well, Erudite. What time is it currently?
Sometime in the afternoon.
9 in the afternoon.
And your eyes are the size of the moon.
Shut the fuck up, all of you.
Fantasy panic. Sorry.
I saw them in concert when I was 19.
Should we all gather and
Dun,
figure
dun,
out
The rock fallout boy.
Oh, sorry. We're all going for shitty bands, right?
Oh!
You want to fight?
Oh my
How
god.
so very dare you, Connor?
Duh. 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 Duh.
Connor aiming a bat at a hornet's nest. So
Anyway.
We have fun.
Teenagers scare the living shit out of me.
Oh,
Anywho.
okay. Who was talking?
Me.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Should we all gather and figure out if we're gonna leave now or stay the night or
yeah, let's reunite with Cal because he ran away.
I'm gonna look at Hongaron and be like, oh, that paper you mentioned.
Yeah. And he like reaches into the bag again. He pulls out another magnifying glass. This one looks a little more ornate. Set someone down. What thing?
The paper.
Favor. Oh yeah, favor. Yeah. Give me a second. How does the thing screw up again? And he keeps pulling out more of the magnifying glasses until eventually a magnifying glass comes out without the glass, and then he pulls out just the glass, and then he pulls out half a magnifying glass like vertically, and he pulls out another one.
What is he doing?
Mostly really wants to
the
come back
world
in and
is
put his
messed up
hand back
after a
in.
while.
I never got this thing to work right.
But if she goes back in that room, she'll touch that doll again. So she's just watching from a distance.
Yeah. Oh well. So, Pafer.
Yes.
I can probably spare a good sheaf or so.
How much would that be?
About 100 gold worth.
That's fine. I'll take it.
All right.
I'll add
He'll
that to my-
he'll kind of putter off and go get you a sheaf of paper while you guys go do something. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, we're all gonna I think reunite.
Morgan's gonna elbow. Oh, sorry.
Why do I have?
You wanna go?
I thought I had 50.
Morgan's
No,
gonna
I
elbow.
God
Wait,
damn it, you do.
Go.
Morgan's gonna elbow
ridiculous.
Gale and point at the bag and go, "You want to grab something?"
I never really had any toys though.
None of us really did.
Damn!
Who had a childhood in this group? Raise your hand.
I just
Everybody raises her
I
hand.
was-
No, Gil.
I-
Reach in. I know what you're gonna get.
all right, I'll give it a shot. He's gonna reach in.
We only
Okay.
know one person.
You pull out a stick with leaves on it.
Oh, I like
Sounds
this.
right.
Gail,
Am I
guess-
wrong?
Yeah, no, I guess I would take it, and everything I'd run around and I'd protect her from things.
Gail,
And I'd always use a stick. Oh,
a stick?
aye.
You got a wooden sword. How is that any different?
I carved mine as a kid.
Says the girl holding a sword.
And
Well,
To be fair,
didn't-
most of us picked up swords.
we didn't need any
Morgan.
toys. Aerith and I just run around. We'd explore. We'd look at the stars. We'd watch people. We'd watch animals. We'd go swimming. We'd go climbing. We'd
Gale,
plan all sorts of adventures. We didn't need toys.
What's it like having a good sibling?
who's
She wasn't my
Scarlet?
sibling. She wasn't my sibling.
Who is she?
She's my partner.
I didn't know you
She's
had a
my
partner.
friend. My partner. Aye.
Partner as in like romantic or like partners in crime?
Well, a little bit of both.
Ah,
I was supposed to keep her safe. Promised her I would.
Suppose?
She's dead.
Oh.
Gil.
Oh, sorry, Gale.
No, it's fine. I keep her light with me. Same as my mom's. That's why I'm doing better now.
Mercy's immediately uncomfortable and leaving.
But I like this stick. I'm gonna keep this. Gail's gonna stick it in his belt.
You now have a stick on your belt.
While everyone's distracted, how far is Morgan away from Ro?
Oh no. What is Ro doing right now?
I mean, probably moved away from the group a little bit to look at the doll closely.
Yeah, I figured.
Morgan's gonna take one of her ball bearings, load it into the slingshot.
Oh no.
Why?
I mean, it's in character.
No, it is.
I can't argue it.
Go on.
Go
aim
on.
at her feet as stealthily as possible.
Okay, you're gonna go for the foot. All right.
I'm not aiming because like there's a difference between haha, this is funny, I'm shooting something at her, and oh, this is a metal ball that stuff is a marble going at someone's head. I've had that thrown at my head before. It's
It
not
hurts.
pleasant. I'm not doing that. I'm not that bitch.
And also, in fairness, they use metal ball bearings with slingshots to hunt.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's not gonna pull back too far, but she's gonna shoot.
Like
What
it's
do I roll
okay.
for this?
Yeah, just roll a hit.
What do I roll? Just like a d20?
It'd be a dexterity plus proficiency modifier. So just range hit or roll a range attack.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the bleak rose.
You're just aiming like near her feet. So yeah, bro, you'll hear this as like this something hits the ground near your feet and then skids away.
Morgan's gonna stick it behind your back like a child.
Rose gonna do a slow turn with that disappointed look on her face and go, "Why? What?
No idea what you're talking about. She's gonna stick him in the back of her belt and then walk away.
If she walks away and in the back of her belt, Ro's clearly going to see it.
Yeah,
Morgan's
which makes it
gonna
even
walk
better.
away.
Ro walks away and sorry. Morgan walks away and Ro, you watch, she's got the fucking slingshot in her back pocket.
Ro puts a hand on her gun and just thinks to herself for a minute, I could do it. No one would miss her. I could do it. And it's just gonna slowly take her hand off and be like, no. Not here.
Hongaron comes back in with the paper. He sets it down on a
One
desk.
person would
Points to
miss
it.
her. One person would miss her.
Think.
And then he walks over to you, Ro.
Yeah.
Takes the gun. He just takes your pepper box.
Oh, okay, yep. All right.
All right.
He takes the paper.
So I've got an idea. You come here, so I can show you stuff. So
All right.
all right. So you see how it fires the bullets from this thing.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts were, what if instead of firing the metal, it fired something else?
Oh no.
You have my attention, but now you have my interest.
Okay.
Go on.
So we got a couple of options. First, good spellcasters can make things called runes, which are little rocks that carry spells on them. That's a possibility. I don't have any. But there are also these little crystals, and he kind of pulls out one as an example. It's this little yellow crystal, like about the size of your pinky. And he goes, and these are made of, for lack of a better term, what's a good example? The byproduct of an elemental.
Ooh. Okay.
So my thoughts are, I take this thing and I put it in that thing, and you shoot it.
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
You're probably gonna have to stay here and watch and make sure I'm doing this stuff right. But if I do it right, then I'm sure it won't be that difficult for you to remake them.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a pretty quick-ish learner.
So basically, you'll give up your long rest,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and you'll learn how to make gun bullets that fire certain elemental damage.
Hell yeah. I think that's worth giving up a long rest for.
Okay. So ultimately, this is going to come down to a choice for you. I want you to please roll me 1d4.
Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, yeah.
Because this is all on you, my dude.
Okay.
2.
2.
You have 2 choices.
Okay.
So he has an assortment of these crystals.
Right.
He has one that looks like a peridot, one that looks like an aquamarine, ruby, some quartz, some citrine, some jet, some emeralds, amethyst, some diamonds, and some
Connie,
scrapulite, which
you've
is
listed too many. You've lost us.
I have.
I was just putting my hands out and they very started. I was like,
I'll put it this way. You've got kind of a yellowish orange. You've got a kind of an icy blue, a red. You've got kind of this grayish black.
Mhm.
You've got yellow,
Mhm.
jet black,
Mhm.
green, purple, white, and a clear one that has this kind of odd little squiggle through it.
Mm.
Which one do you want? You get two. Choose two.
I get
Only two.
Well, I want the squiggle one because I don't know what the fuck's up with that, and I
Sounds
like
good.
that.
You've made a decision.
Um.
It's called scapulite.
hmm.
At
And
least that
then-
is what I describe it as.
Since I think technically purple is the closest to pink, I think that's what Ro would end up choosing.
Okay, you have made two decisions. In that case, would you be so kind as to please roll me? Do /R
Mhm.
5d3 and then do that twice in a row.
Okay. I have to get up. /R, then what now?
5d3.
5d3. And then twice in a row do that?
Yep, do that. Type that in and hit enter, and then do it again.
Okay.
Oh, I just realized we didn't do the 666 before this.
Oh, we didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
So you get 10 of the, you get 10 thunder shots,
Ooh.
and you get 12 of what he refers to as mind melters.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Basically, to describe this to you out of character,
Mhm.
when choosing to fire one of these, the thunder shots will do an additional 1d4 of thunder damage, and the
Okay.
mind melters do an additional 1d4 of psychic damage.
Hell
that's
yeah.
good.
Aw.
Do they count as magic bullets?
They are magic bullets, yes.
Cool. That's also good.
You figured out you can probably make things like this. You've got a pretty good feeling that you could do this. All right?
Ooh.
And you could probably stick other things in bullets too if you wanted to try. But so,
Yeah,
Jill,
yeah,
if
yeah,
you ever decide to be creative,
Yeah.
got the possibility. With that being said, you missed a long rest, so you're taking a point of exhaustion.
Okie dokie. Can do.
So I guess we're taking a long rest here.
Well, it's up to you guys.
I mean,
I was assuming you guys were going to sleep here.
yeah.
Well,
I
it
mean,
got late enough that it's like
Yeah.
you don't want to run
I
around
want
the
to do
city
something.
at dark, so
Yeah, I want to do something during the long rest. Then I want to talk to Gail
Okay.
You get to heal.
at some point. She wants to talk to Gail.
Oh, yeah, Gail's available.
So I guess after everyone's sleeping, because we're safe here, so I don't have to do bubbles or shit, so I'm fine here. I feel relatively safe here. Gail, can I talk to you? I mean, you know we need to talk.
The thing that I was asking about.
Yeah,
So
she pulls out
they-
the picture again.
they're they're who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know what you can't say,
yeah, I know.
and you know that any attempt
Very
to
careful.
hint at it will also not work.
I know. That's why I'm trying to be very. So he already mentioned that this thing that I can't say
Mhm.
helped build the island. Well, from what I
This
know,
island?
no, the floating one.
No.
They
Remember they helped him make his home.
Oh, his home, because I can't remember things. The player can't remember things correctly sometimes. But no, they
all
helped him
drugs
build his
case.
home. I'm sorry, I apologize. But I was just curious because he was saying it and I could understand it, but you couldn't. And there were these people from your past, and the reason that we figured out that I could understand this whole language was because it was in know he's not your dad, but I keep calling him your dad. His
He called-
notes.
Mr. Ostroff, he is my
Oh, yeah,
father.
I.
You can call
Okay,
him my
so your
father.
father.
He is my father. He is the
Aye.
one who raised me. He protected me like a father should. He didn't want to
then that's-
sacrifice me to some fiends, so no, he is my father. You can call him that.
That's a I like that thought. That's a good thought to have. So they were in your dad's notes, and I can understand that. And you brought up people from your past.
They were there after he died. They're
Okay.
the ones who took care of his body. I'm assuming they're the ones who moved his body after.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out who they are.
Well, I may be able in a way to help you with that because I'm guessing there's something to do with them and why I can't actually make you understand what it is that they are and the fact that they're connected to your dad. I think there's some sort of connection there. I know I'm not as smart as you, but like I'm putting some of this together. It's I don't. This isn't a whole language. I think that there are certain things that are all connected, and unless if you've kind of on the level of the servants of Pharasma, and you've died in that way, that I think that on a certain level, like those things are what you can understand. I'm having trouble explaining it, but it's all connected. And as we run
So they're-
into things, yeah, I think it's all connected.
So you think they're connected to Pharasma?
I don't know if they're specifically connected to Pharasma, but I think it makes sense that they're connected to your dad, and I think that they're powerful enough to help design stuff like this. So
Hey, Gail. Hey, Jace. Weird
Yeah.
question.
yeah,
Do you remember him mentioning? Because I don't know, because I haven't my notes in a while. That he mentioned like powerful people that he knew. Is it mentioned in the journal? I feel like it is.
there were people that were. I mean, he mentioned a number of different things in the notes, and
Okay.
like people that he connected with. But
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if that was the case. Or
Yeah.
not. Sorry. Go continue.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. So if they helped him design this, and if they'd done certain things like building buildings, and that gives me a thought, what if we're looking for a building, maybe for your dad? I have to think on it some more.
Is that the island that's the map that I can't really understand? I just can vaguely see.
Well,
Is that what you're referring to?
I think there's something. I even think that there's probably something big and powerful there that we're looking for. If they can design stuff like this, you know that I can't say everything, and there's no way that I can explain so you can understand it. But there are things that are connected, and I think that your dad, he had really, really powerful friends, and friends that had been around for a very, very long time, and I think there's always a chance that maybe he got a hold of some stuff that was really old from them. So when we are looking for that, we should probably be a bit on the careful side, because I think this is some old stuff we're dealing with.
Do you think they put his body with that stuff?
Maybe.
Because, I'm all for finding these old things because they could be very useful, but honestly, the most important thing to me is finding his body. I don't like that it's just out there in the world. I don't like that I can't go home and, I couldn't go home during when the year passed and it wasn't there. And I don't
Well,
know, it's just,
here's another thought I had. If he's buried with something powerful, or if he had something powerful, maybe they moved him so that way nobody, like, whatever he had or whatever he was, that he didn't fall into the wrong hands.
no, I mean, I figured that's what it was. They didn't
Oh,
want.
okay.
Eventually, I mean, I know eventually, because I don't remember what I said to Mr. Meston, but I may have given a hint as to where I was, and if I mentioned Mr. Osteroth, and he mentioned it somehow in some weird passing moment to the Count, they could come looking for our home, and if they found our home, they could find his body. It's an off chance thing that could happen, but it's something I've been worried about ever since I found out about the connection. So I understand why it was moved. I just wish I knew where it was moved to.
Well, we'll find it. This is obviously some sort of clue. We're along the right path. We just got to keep finding. We just got to keep following the path.
Okay.
And if I find anything or I see anything like this, I promise I'll bring it up and I'll give you as much as I can. We'll find it.
If I could just get their names, all I need is a name.
If
I
you
could send them a
can,
message.
if you can, if you find it,
yeah,
let me know.
I will. I promise.
All right,
You're the first person
we'll
I'll
find
tell.
him. We'll find him. Don't worry.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I may need some help from the rest of you too. To be honest, I really need my voice back.
I miss your voice. I mean,
I
I don't
miss my
mind this
voice
one.
too.
I don't mind this one so much, but
Well, thank you.
I miss your
It's
voice.
not bad, but I like the other one bit better. I don't know if I'd need the beard back, but because that
Oh,
did
I
get
miss
in the
the
way
beard
sometimes, and
too.
I
I'll
kind of
be
liked
honest.
it. It was kind of me. I'll probably. It was nice to have things that smelled good in it, because sometimes you're walking through a swamp, and even some of the things in the swamp don't really like how it smells. Like some frogs, they hate it. That's why they're always trying to run away from it.
I think
But,
after we figure this out, we should figure out a way to maybe find. Yeah, we should figure that out.
that's what I
something
was
we can
gonna
figure out.
ask. Yeah.
Don't worry. I
keep
think we'll
keep the
all.
island.
I think we're all behind you on that. Don't worry. It's not something
I,
you should be particularly worried about.
I appreciate it. Let's keep the island from falling out of the sky first, and then we'll
Yeah, I think that's
get me back
important.
to normal, and then we'll either tackle whatever next, or we'll keep looking for your dad, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's go see if Mattie's made anything to eat.
Okay. All right. That's it.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
You have a small scene.
Who with?
Myself, or you
Okay.
know, the deities.
Oh God.
Should they
Okay.
choose to answer? So, do we have like private rooms? I guess.
But yes. Some of the wooden figurines, as Hongaron is a bit busy. Some of the wooden figurines would lead you off towards rooms, which are all for yourselves, and they're all pretty nice. Oh God. God damn it, Jill. So how many times do you do this?
I mean, you know how last week fast. It's like
Yeah.
a printer. It's like if somebody told a printer to print like 3,000 images of the same ass.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
So I'm just imagining Ro standing at the paper and like windmilling both arms.
No,
Bro is
it's
the
like
reason
cat backwards
Hongaron
and
kills
constantly.
us.
Morgan's gonna shoot her with another ball bearing.
Maury's not there.
Morgan's not there.
Damn
This
it.
is during sleep.
You're right.
This is during a long rest.
When she's decided that she's
forgot.
done, she's gonna take the stack of passes and she's gonna hand them to the big man and be like, "I made these for you."
Oh my
The
god.
his like construct thing.
No, it just what's his name?
I actually.
Hongaron?
I did not mention this. Hongaron's Eidolon, you would only periodically see it, but you don't see him as he was. You don't see him as that very big, towering shape. Anytime he's very close to him, the Eidolon is in a very small form, size tiny, more accurately.
Rose also gonna hand one to him. Little guy. I made these for you.
The little thing will take it with both hands. Just kind of
Yes.
look at it, and looks back up at you, and looks at it, and just holds it.
You can have it. It's yours. I made it. Wasn't specifically for you, but you're here. I have a lot of them.
It kind of looks at the paper, and then turns around so the ass is facing you,
Yes.
and then it just kind of like shoves its head through the paper.
Oh my god! Wait. This is the
This
best
is the
moment of
dumbest
my
shit,
life.
and I love it.
I thought I would get the dumbest moment of the
Oh
episode.
my
I think you
God.
just won.
This is amazing, actually.
I love this.
Listen, me existing has been the dumbest moment of this episode, okay?
That was a decision. All right.
Guys,
So,
guys, let Cal do his thing, please.
but yes, you now have God. I'm assuming you're at least keeping some of the
Oh,
ass
yeah.
papers, right?
Yeah. Split the stack
Okay.
in half.
We'll get back to you in this. Cole. Jesus Christ.
Oh man, I like how I followed like that. I'm gonna have this like serious sad moment.
Yeah, man.
Well, lovely. Okay.
Right, we'll go back
And
to
we've
ignoring.
established that Ro now
Just we
has
did in the
a
last
stack of ass papers.
Hell yeah!
Should I put that in my inventory?
Yes.
Yes.
In my inventory.
Immediately, yes.
Stack of ass papers.
Ass paper. Okay. Go be serious and sad. I'm getting ass paper.
Thanks. I feel like Cal will definitely take out the photo thing again and just look at it and sort of go to the window in the room with yours and he'll just sort of go. Pharasma, I know I'm not exactly one of your chosen. I guess Kale gets that honor, but Sarah and Ray said that you're the one to talk to about what happens after death. And I'm not asking for any great wisdom or power, but if there was any way you could let me know if he's at least found peace, I'd greatly appreciate it.
Okay. You are in your room with the door closed,
Mm.
sitting near a window, as it's good for the mood of the scene. Window open, and you're just kind of looking at the picture, and then suddenly you hear an "Ah!"
Hey,
And
Will.
you look up, and standing on the windowsill is a small black bird, like a raven, but with this white porcelain witch doctor mask on its face instead.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of looks at you and turns its head to the side and says, "I am no soy." And then he flies away.
What does it say?
I am no soy.
I am no sorry. No soy? Like,
No soy. NOSOI.
I thought he
And
was
he just-
saying he was
He looks at you,
not soy.
turns its head, and then flies away.
okay then. Does the name Nisoy mean anything to me?
Nothing.
Well, that's ominous.
Well, I take that back. You can roll a knowledge religion check.
I'm so good at it.
Oh, I know, buddy.
Maybe you'll get 20.
I'm so good at religion, y'all. I'm real good at
No.
religion.
Fuck if you know, bro.
I will. No, I guess I'll take one last look at my photo. Put
I
it away
will. I will say one thing.
What?
You're at sea. Ravens aren't seabirds.
It also had a mask. I'm assuming it's not exactly a natural bird. It sounds like what Gil described, so. So, cool. I'm gonna go to bed with that interesting thought in mind.
Okay. Anybody else?
I actually thought of something. I'm so
Rose
sorry.
sleeping in a bed covered in. Oh no, she's not sleeping.
I'm exhausted
I'm not-
and surrounded by ass paper.
I was going to say, at the very least, I think I know what you will do.
I actually,
You'll.
it was not going to mess with Ro.
No, not you. Ro,
Hmm?
I think you'll probably sneak into Mercy's room
Mm-hmm.
and then just leave ass papers everywhere.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
I saw
sure.
this coming.
Yeah. She's
Yeah,
also,
like-
if she knows where everyone else is staying, she's slipping one under the doors.
Yeah.
Like some sort of pamphlet.
Question: does,
Everybody's gonna wake up to a butt.
no. Is mostly waking up
Aaron's
to
gonna
her bed surrounded by these?
Yes. It's like, you know how some people like roll around in a pile of money? It's like you roll around in a pile of ass.
You wake up and your face is on one of the asses, and it's like, oh god, what?
Okay, but it's mostly her reaction's more just gonna be a deep, resigned sigh and going, "I knew this day would come."
If Dea wakes up with any ass pictures, she's ripping them all up.
It's just one slipped under
It's
your
just
door.
one for you. It's just
Okay.
Okay,
Most
what
is
kind
gonna
of,
collect
Rips
all
it in
the ass
half and
papers.
let-
what kind of ass? What kind of ass
Discards
is
it.
it?
Oh, like I said, it's a muscular, well-rendered ass.
It's like a
So it's
good
like-
Is it
ass.
like
So it's like a dude ass?
It's a dude ass, I think.
Okay, then yeah, cat
Ew.
keeping it.
It's like a good ass.
Mosty's collecting them all one by one and keeping them
I'm
back.
no.
Badass.
I'm
But I'm
putting
both.
it in my inventory. Ass paper.
Oh, there we go.
I actually. had
Yeah, go
one.
ahead.
Sorry, I forgot. Sometime during the night, Morgan's gonna wake up. She's gonna sneak downstairs. She's gonna go. She's gonna go to the paper of thought picture. Because I don't know what else to call it. Hopefully, after Rose finished printing her
Yeah.
asses,
It's
she's gonna
a
put her
little
hand
safe.
down.
Sorry, it's jammed now. Printing jam.
How much paper is this thing have?
It's
You have to go buy some
it
like
keeps- it
$600
It
ink.
just keeps producing more and more and more and more paper.
It's cheaper to just buy a whole new paper over that rather than build it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna get 2 more images.
Okay,
One's gonna be of her whole family together,
gotcha.
and the other is going to be of the guy that killed her parents, as best as she can remember him.
That's a wisdom check.
That's a wisdom check.
That is wisdom.
Yeah, that's like
No advantage or disadvantage.
Negativo. Well, I'll give you advantage because it is a big thing.
This is like the defining moment of her life.
It's 2 natural ones. Oh, I forgot about it.
I finally moved on.
Yay.
Oh my god.
You get a very well detailed drawing of him. I will send it to you after the game.
Thank you, because I
Hey,
can't
Con-
remember what I wrote.
Hey Connor,
Me
when
neither.
Mercy wakes up, she's gonna bring the stack of ass paper she finds into the workshop. Hopefully finding Ro.
I feel like Rose just she looks
After that-
haggard.
Yeah,
Looks fucking
Ro,
haggard, dude.
tired-eyed, looks at you.
Mercy's gonna look at it and go, "Have you ever pulled an all-nighter?"
Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
First off, I don't understand that. Second off, here's your ass papers back.
How dare you give a gift back? The disrespect.
I don't want to hold on to them because I'm scared I'll accidentally burn them.
That's fair. I'm gonna put him with her other ass.
And Mercy's gonna go touch the paper a few times with a
Gotcha.
few different things.
I'll get to you in a second. There's one more scene we have to do at night. Jolly,
Yes.
oh,
Maddie,
Oh.
you, for some reason, you can't help but think of that picture you decided to draw, just think of on the fly.
Oh god, no, it's
For
the
the life
dog.
of you, you don't know what came up, what made you think of it, but something made you think of it, and you decided that you want to take another look at the page.
Oh god, no.
And before you go to bed, you pull out the page and you take a closer look at it, and for the life of you, he seems closer.
What?
What the fuck?
What do you mean by closer?
He was drawn at a certain distance away, and it seems to be closer than it was before.
I'm very scared right now. It's not a prank, is it? Is it not?
But that's all I wanted to do.
Does Maddie just put it
Connor.
away, or does she do? What does she do about it?
Well, she's gonna have nightmares
Well,
about
you know, Gail, I'll give you the full description of that.
All
Now,
right.
what are you thinking of? Mercy.
Oh, are you back to talking to me? Sorry.
Oh, you bet.
Oh dear.
She's gonna do a couple. First one is she's gonna try to remember the faces of the family.
Her entire family?
Just like a portrait of all of them standing together.
the Sibs.
Man.
And
that
the
is gonna
father.
They're really
be-
abusing this paper.
Oh boy.
We're gonna steal
Your,
it.
like your dad.
Malorus.
Oh man. Okay.
Yep.
Roll me a wisdom check. I kind of hope you roll low on this because then I get to do something fun.
Oh.
Hold on.
Wait.
Wait. It's a new day.
Are
It's a
you
new
sure
day.
you don't
You
want
want
me
to
to
use
do
your
something
luck
fun?
on this?
I mean,
you
might as
sure?
fucking well.
It's a whole. All right.
I'm-
Your choice.
I'm conflicted.
It's a 10.
It's a little better.
It's a little better. You're right. It is.
You still get to have fun?
So, when you say your family, you're referring to your direct family, mom, dad, sisters, brothers.
The biological ones, yeah.
Gotcha. So your uncle,
Father.
No.
Oh, you're talking about he's
yeah.
a godfather.
Godfather. Okay, that's it. My mistake. So in that
She
case,
calls him uncle, but he's not blood.
you get a well-drawn image of you standing with your arms over their shoulders, next to your two siblings, Joy and
Let's see if he remembers.
I don't remember.
I do.
I don't. I legitimately don't.
Melody.
Melody. That's
I
it.
knew
Thank you. Joy and Melody, and you're sitting. You're there in between the two of them with your arms over their shoulders, and a kind of a hazier image of your mother is
That's
behind them.
expected.
And then just to the left of your mother is your brother, the one
Which
you saw
one?
recently,
Yeah.
Oh.
and he's there in detail. And then all of the other ones, it's like someone just took a brush with ink on it and just splattered it across all of them, right across their faces.
Hmm.
You see lower jawline and some smiles that in your eyes seem a little less than friendly, save for the last figure at the end, who is grim-faced. You remember their clothing. You have details of it, but you don't remember what they look like exactly.
She's gonna rip the paper in half. That's useless. She's gonna touch it again, but for something else.
You get a picture of a penis.
No. Funny, but no.
Fun.
Oh, okay, what is it?
It's,
What is it?
it's something else I know I'm gonna need a wisdom check for.
Okay,
She wants to remember the room.
the room.
The room where the
Okay, you
sacrifice
get a drawing of Tommy
The room where it
Wiseau.
happens.
Oh,
Go
hi,
hi, Mark.
Mark.
Aha, Mark.
But she wants to try to remember the room.
I did not
hit her.
either.
I did not.
That-
Go hi, Mark.
The princess.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa!
A picture of a DVD
No, it's actually
case.
just a really bad. It's actually a really well drawn picture of Tommy Wiseau's ass.
Oh no! That's a badass.
I know. It's terrible.
Connor, take it back! Take it back!
Ah.
This is the nightmare scenario.
This is so
Uh,
ADD.
This is
y'all.
where the game ends. I'm
This is
sorry,
the bad
everybody.
timeline.
He's the final boss.
Before we go
I'll
on,
have-
just a reference. She only tore the paper in half once and then threw it behind her, so somebody could easily see it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. So in that case, I'll have you quickly send me a message on what you're referring to because I forget. Cal, what are you gonna do?
Connor, it's the room where it happens.
Shut up.
So before we all go to bed,
Mhm.
and I guess after Rudy's done talking to Gale, he wants to pull aside Mercy and Gale and be like, "Hey, So I transcribed some spells.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know if this will work. Here you go. And I will give them the spells that they can learn. And
Yeah,
see if
he,
that works
he
for them.
gives you both a copy of the spells translated from this language that you guys have been seeing and don't actually know the name for, into common for the spell Juggernaut
and Divine Beacon.
and Divine Beacon. So Jace and Mercy, or Gale and Mercy, sorry.
Same
you
difference.
guys both, you know the spell Divine Beacon and you know of Juggernaut, but you can't cast it right now.
Okay, so they got them without magic paper, so just translating them worked.
Yes.
Do they tell me
Oh,
as much?
God.
I will say you guys would very easily be able to figure out. Yeah, you can do it.
I have this marked as DM, so if it just shows up for everyone,
Close your
I
eyes.
don't
GM.
know. Whatever.
Ah!
But I have it marked to GM, but
Alright.
God, it
Okay.
doesn't matter. People mostly know the background.
Censorship.
There's never too many dicks.
Tactical censorship.
Tyler,
Damn it, a
I'm
page
too
ago.
queer for this.
Oh man.
what is with the chaotic energy of today?
It's
Oh,
very
no.
good. I'm very here
It's
for
great.
it.
I love it.
It's 'cause
Listen,
didn't
we
play
went an
last
entire
week.
we went an entire week. Actually, last week was just as silly. So
Oh my god, it really was.
That's fair.
It was Adult Mary and my turtles.
Man.
Yeah, go ahead and blame Roll20 for that, because I have it
Oh,
toggled to send to
man,
GM.
That's a rough one. Okay.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll...
Definitely roll me a wisdom check. Fucking hell, you chose a.
Oh, that's a nat one.
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Yeah.
I don't... I'm just going to use my luck again, because I don't...
No,
give a shit.
I. Are you sure? Because I can give you something with this.
I don't trust you with whatever you're going to give me with
I
this.
can. I'm being
You're
honest.
gonna, we have the whole day.
Yeah, and I don't
We're
use my
about to
luck
go
that often in
fighting.
fights.
A lot of things.
It's
Yeah.
true.
We're
You
probably
might,
gonna fight.
you might just go fighting things. That's also a good point.
Yeah, we're probably gonna be fighting a lot of shit today.
We're going mantle hunting. Keep that in mind.
I'd rather know the room better, because I need to find something that's in it.
I will tell you right now. The natural one is bad. But it will tell you what the room looks like.
Yeah, let's keep it.
Okay.
Since everyone's judging me for using luck twice in
No,
a
no,
row.
no.
I'm not.
I saw it and I was
I'm
like, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. You get a drawing of the room as you recall it. Large circle inscribed upon the floor with numerous other circles nearby, drawing out a design onto it. And on one side of this paper, you see the image of people inside the circle, standing there. Many looking quite emaciated and starved, tired, worn down, and beaten. And you have a feeling there's something on the other side of this page.
Oh no.
I don't like that, but I'm gonna turn it around.
And you see the result.
Oh. That's sad.
Mercy's gonna pull out the tinderbox and do her best to light this thing on fire.
You do so.
I was hoping to get a better picture of the sigils, but that'll have to be fine for now. Well, how delirious are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
Fuck you.
Okay. Brilliant.
Mercy's gonna walk over and pick up Ro and bring her down to where the dining room is.
As you are picking up Ro, the small Eidolon comes running into the room, carrying Jermaine over his head, which he then throws onto the fire to push out.
Sure.
What?
Did he just throw a cat?
A porcelain cat.
I mean, the fire's out.
I worked.
Mercy's gonna look at it, look at the thing, go over her shoulder and go, I don't get paid enough for this.
Ro's gonna
The
clap when he does it.
The Eidolon climbs onto the back of Jermaine and points and starts walking.
Ro is just applauding. Good show.
Come on, let's go get some water in you.
Okay. So Mercy carrying Ro and Jermaine carrying the Eidolon comes walking into the dining room, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Am I attuned to these gauntlets yet?
Oh, damn right you are. So allow me to describe what they do, my man.
Yes.
You are now carrying the gauntlets of the golem.
Oh.
While wearing them and attuned, your strength score is treated as if it is a 20.
Yes.
Yes.
But your dexterity score is treated as if it's an 8.
Ooh.
And that's why I didn't take it.
What's
Your
your AC
initiative
now,
is-
homie?
Well, he's part
That'll go down a
barbarian, so
couple.
can he? Isn't strength part of the
Yeah,
AC?
but Dex. No, it's con. It's con and
it's con plus
Dex.
It's con.
Yeah.
I very specifically, when I heard dexterity, I went, nope.
Keep in mind, dexterity doesn't impact your armor because you're wearing heavy.
'Cause
It
you're
does
wearing-
for
you're
Gale
wearing
because
plate.
medium.
I know, but I still need to get initiative occasionally.
Ooh, that's true.
What's initiative?
Yeah.
I never roll well. on
Nah.
that.
It's
But,
okay. I have a
it's
plan to
yeah.
take Gale up to the front if initiative. It's fine.
Mark
Don't
down
worry.
what your original strength is and what your original dex is, just so that we can keep it. But while wearing them, yeah, your strength score is treated as if it's a 20.
Got it.
And I will say, moving the fingers feels natural. You know, moving like while wearing these gauntlets, you can still feel things with these stone fingers. And visually, to describe what the hand looks like, because you guys were all thinking of something, and I want you to get it really in your head. You know the gauntlet from Hellboy?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
His
man.
hand, like his hand thing.
It looks like his hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's like, actually kind of what I was thinking.
Is that like the big? Because he has like two big. He's like two different hands. That's the big one, right?
It's the big one.
Mhm.
I've never watched Hellboy.
Oh, you should watch it. It's awesome. So, but yeah, you've got two of those, and you can pick things up with your fingers. But like finer things are kind of tough.
Gail, we
Like-
should teach you how to knit.
You think if someone gave you a pencil right now
Huh?
or a pen, it'd be just a little tough.
Hey, Gale.
Got it.
High five.
Gale,
Called
full high five.
Full on high five.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Cal's
Cool new
about to
magic
go back.
stuff.
Okay. Strength check.
All right.
Do better than I just
dear.
did.
Roll natural 20.
Oh my
Whatever.
God.
Did not roll well.
That's
That's a
a
7.
nat 2.
That means you rolled a 2.
God damn.
It happens.
1 and a 2.
At least Cal's wrist
Cole.
isn't broken.
Yeah.
You know what to roll.
Do I?
Yeah,
Oh,
roll
I'm rolling
strength.
strength? Okay, cool. Watch me roll better than this.
Natural 20.
That is a nat 20.
Connor's a witch! Connor's a witch!
The
Connor's
rough
a
gods
witch.
have blessed me.
What a session.
We have to exercise Connor at the cabin. We have to get the demon out of him.
Do you?
We have to push him!
Yes!
Push Connor!
What if the demon's on our side?
Oh no,
We
no,
have to
no.
push
Trust
him.
me, it's not.
Connor.
So what
I will
happens?
seduce it if necessary.
What?
Hey.
All right, guys.
So what
I'm getting
happens
too loud. I'm sorry.
is Jace goes for a swing to go for a high five and whiffs. He just swings right past you, and you, on the other hand, well, you would have hit where his arm was, but his arm wasn't there, but his face was.
Oh
Oh.
Dude, you just hear this loud.
But
You just smack Jace in the
who
in the
witnesses
face.
this? Does everyone witness this?
This is happening just as Mercy and Ro are walking in. And Jermaine and the Eidolon.
Buzz is gonna look at that and go, I don't want to know what weird rituals y'all do in the morning, but keep it.
Keep the kinks in the bedroom.
This one didn't
That's-
sleep last
That's
night.
not a kink. These
Did
things-
everyone,
I
Did
miss
everyone
things
else-
with these. I
Mercer,
don't
are
know
you
if I
standing
like
still?
them.
for the moment,
Oh, good. You feel something climbing up your leg.
Oh
Mercy's just gonna sigh and let it happen.
Ro, you see the Eidolon kind of like now hunched a little closer to the back of Jermaine as Jermaine is climbing up Mercy's leg, and the Eidolon is just pointing upwards.
What?
I really think that the lack of sleep I got is really affecting me a little bit more than I
No,
thought it would.
no, there's something climbing up me. I can feel it. We laugh. And she's gonna set Ro down. Go to the go eat.
Got
Drink water.
Make
And then
I will
Jermaine
put-
jumps on Ro.
Every
Wait,
cat!
Why?
Every cat!
Attacking Earl.
I will say it lands on your shoulders, but it feels like a porcelain cat just landed on your shoulder.
Every cat hates Ro.
Ro weighs 30 pounds wet.
Yeah.
This is like a 10 to 15 pound cat easily.
Ro just hits the ground, I think.
Rogue hits the ground, and as her cheek is squished onto the floor, she goes, "I fucking hate cats."
Dana goes over and picks up Jermaine.
Morgan walks in holding the ass paper, gives a long look, and then just kind of like face palms, just like really slowly.
You pick up Jermaine, and the Eidolon hops off, and then it climbs onto Ro's shoulder and points in a direction.
Roche
In a
shrugs,
direction?
goes-
What direction?
Points off in a direction.
Roche shrugs, stands up, goes, "Fuck it," and starts walking in that direction.
Okay.
Ro, you're delusional. Mercy's gonna follow her because she does not trust Ro to do okay.
How big is the
This Eidolon is currently its tiny state.
I know it's tiny, but like, is that like 6
Tiny
inches
is-
tall? Or...
Is it 1 foot, Chase?
I
It's right around there.
believe so. Yeah, it's like 1-3, and then the
Let me double check.
Basic ruling for
'cause you're talking about
sizes.
tiny, right?
Yeah, size tiny.
A
It feels-
tiny-
Yeah, size tiny is like a foot. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Tiny
fits in a
space of
space that is
2.5.
2.5 by 2.5.
Yep.
So
So
roughly
empty.
height-wise, it's 1 to 2 feet tall.
That's almost all of Ro.
Yeah, that's 1 to 2/3 of Ro.
That is a-
It's this one's like 1 foot tall. Weight-wise, it does not weigh a lot.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Ro is small, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Ro's
But it's just-
considered small.
Sitting on your shoulder, pointing in a direction.
And Ro is following its direction.
Okay.
For
So
once
you
in her
guys
life.
watch as Ro and the Eidolon start walking off in a direction, and it points down a hallway for a little bit, and it points at a set of stairs that go down.
Mercy's been following this
Yep.
because Ro shouldn't be alone. Ro, are you gonna go down the stairs?
I mean,
Do you want me to go down first?
at this point, my curiosity outweighs my self-preservation skills. So, fuck yeah, I'm going down
Wait,
the stairs.
Hold this out in front of you, and she hands her the wooden sword she has.
The perfect defense mechanism. I've never been more ready for a fight in my life
With this wooden sword.
with this tiny wooden sword.
Yeah, but you gotta admit, it makes you feel cool.
It really doesn't, but you know, like whatever.
The ass pictures you left me.
You're welcome. And Ro's gonna go down the stairs.
Okay. Ro starts heading down the stairs. And you
Mercy's gonna
go
follow
down-
like a foot behind.
Gotcha. You go down the stairs, and you go down for about 10, 20, 30 feet. And you find yourself standing inside what appears to be a wine cellar.
No. Bad construct. Bad construct.
Good construct.
He raises his hands up in the air in victory.
Ro's charging for the wine.
Are we gonna really have to see who can stop her? Mercy's not gonna try this early in the morning.
Mercy's the only one who followed.
It is. It's true.
Is it like, okay, it's a wine cellar, so are they bottles of wine?
There are bottles of wine and various other forms of liquor.
Okay, Ro's gonna go for the hard shit, and she's gonna take a few bottles of the hard shit.
Gotcha. You start taking bottles of the hard shit, and the Eidolon hops off your shoulder and kind of like starts going over to like a little cabinet, and it pulls out this little jug, and then it pulls out a bottle of clear liquid, and then it pulls out a stick of celery, and
Oh my god.
then it gets a glass,
Bartender!
Ro's
And,
watching it.
and then it pulls out this smaller bottle of something, puts some of that in the glass, pours in some of the red stuff from the jar, puts in some of the white stuff, the clear stuff, sticks in the celery, and he offers it to you.
Ro is like got a hand on her forehead, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's a tiny bartender." Ah! She's gonna take. I
Kidnap
assume-
him!
Oh no. Yeah, he made you a Bloody Mary. It's pretty damn
Mercy's
good.
just gonna sit on the stairs and watch this.
I don't ever want to leave this place. This fucking rules.
That sucks. We're leaving in like an hour.
The Eidolon goes running past you, Mercy, up the stairs.
How
How hard do you think it would be for me to convince that little thing to come with us?
You'd have to convince his owner.
Oh god, and he's okay. All right, well, I'm not up for
Is
that. It's
actively
really
thinking
so.
of the most interesting thing right now.
What?
I'm trying to
really?
decide between the other players.
The other ones.
The other ones,
The
yeah,
other
you guys.
fuckers.
I mean,
You know. There's
I
Ro
will
and Mercy,
say,
and then the
Yeah,
other
the
ones.
pricks.
Erudite is probably
We're the
still
good
thinking
ones.
about like the conversation she had with Gale and all that stuff. So
Is there like water on the table? Like a
Yes, of
pitcher?
course.
She's gonna. Dave's gonna like put Jermaine on the table and like pour a little bit of water into the little divot. And it's back
Okay.
it's definitely zoned out.
just to see what it does.
So, the Eidolon comes running back into the dining room. It looks at you, Erudite, kind of
Mhm.
cocks his head to the side, shrugs, jumps up onto the dining room table, and then he kind of pushes Jermaine over so that the water spills out.
Hi. Dave's just
And
like,
then
hey, buddy.
He takes the water jug and pushes it away from you, and then he grabs a nearby cup of tea that you're pretty sure that Gale was drinking,
Of course.
and he points at that.
Dave takes that and pours it on Jermaine.
Jermaine purrs happily.
Aww.
All right. Nice.
Jason,
Sorry,
it's Gale.
Gale.
Gale is thinking he could make some really, really cool trail mix with these gloves if he was like
Oh my god.
punching all
Oh
of
my
the
God, of
berries
course.
and all of the grains together.
The Eidolon
Gale
rushes
is a
off.
granola crunchy person. We still need him to meet Dawn.
So what
Yeah,
are you
it's
guys
true.
what are you guys talking about right now?
I mean, I'm not talking about it.
Eventually, Ro and Mercy comes back up. Ro sipping her Bloody Mary. Mercy nursing a headache.
Where the hell did you get that?
Don't
This is
ask
really
questions.
No, I was asking
Mercy,
Ro.
We're always busy drinking. She's at the bathroom.
Oh, I'll do it.
Mercy, at some point, I think you might want to use these.
Why?
Because I need to move around a bit more, and you're better at standing still than I am.
Did you see me yesterday poking everything?
Yeah?
Alright, that's fair.
You can hit things harder with these. You
Give
might
Mercy
actually
all
be
the
able to
magic
beat me in a
items.
fight with them.
Hey, Gale,
Damn.
Aye.
do you want a sword join through you this early in the morning?
No, because I could just punch it.
You're gonna punch a magic sword.
He's got magic gauntlets. Why couldn't he?
The
Why?
Eidolon comes running back into the room and leaps onto the table. And it dumps out a bag onto the table, and it's a bunch of walnuts and pecans and Brazil nuts and stuff like that.
Aren't you a
It's too
funny
early
little
to
guy?
amazing. Gale's immediately gonna clench both fists and slam them right into the table.
We're just gonna jump. Yeah.
The Eidolon. All right, first off, roll.
Oh my god.
Let's roll strength. Fuck it. Just roll
Erudite
strength.
just kind of jumps at this because she is zoned the fuck out. She's,
I
Okay.
think everyone's
Still
done
not
for
used
that.
to these things yet.
but she's super zoned out.
So the Eidolon just kind of like raises its hands up in the air, like in victory again, and then it just kind of bounces into the air about a foot as you just crush the walnuts and nuts in front of you. And you're now looking at a quite pulverized pile of various assorted nuts.
Gale, maybe you shouldn't do that on the table.
The table's a
Where
bit
am I
cracked.
supposed to do it?
Like on the ground. You're gonna break the table with the gauntlets. You shouldn't break
Maybe
the
have
furniture
There's
of
magic that can
our
fix
very
things. It'll
gracious
be
host,
fine.
Gale.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
But
and she goes back to
You're
whatever.
supposed, you're supposed to just. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't crush
Since
them,
when?
but like,
Hey,
just not on the table, which you will
Maybe
break.
like put
By
something
crushing.
underneath to catch them, like a cutting board.
The Eidolon is standing on the table between where Dea and Morgan are standing, and it's kind of like crossing its arms and then occasionally making the finger point motion, like it's like doing like the disappointed finger
Yeah.
pointing.
I'm
All right,
Sorry?
buddy.
And then it put no, not at you guys, at Gale.
Yeah.
You're destroying the mahogany.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, little guy.
I
won't-
would fix it if
Eh,
I could.
I'm
Is
gonna.
he's not reading our
Gale's gonna
emotions, is he?
Gale's gonna scoop like all the the crushed bits into one of his other pouches, and he's gonna grab any whole ones left, and he's gonna put them on the floor, and he's gonna start punching them.
There you go.
Hey, Cal,
Yeah.
do you have anything to cure headaches?
Define headache. Aside from you sometimes.
Ouch.
That's fair. She's gonna look over at Rose,
Why?
sipping a Bloody Mary, and think about the ass pictures, and then look at Gale, who's crushing various mixed nuts this early in the morning, and just look back and go, stress.
Yeah, I think I've got something for that. And I will take. I'm assuming there's some like ale on the table.
Yeah.
And
Knowing
we'll
that
take
this
a glass
party's
of
made of
that and
big
hand it
drinkers,
to
yes.
Mercy.
Mercy's gonna look at it, look at him, and just hand it to Ro. Ro will eagerly take a sip.
Oh Jesus.
Oh my god.
Morgan's gonna look at the little helper dude. Is that the Eidolon? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes.
Could you get me something alcoholic, just a bottle of something? I need. She holds up her flask and like shakes it, and it's probably very empty at this
It's
point.
very empty by this point. Yeah. The
I
Eidolon
need to
rushes
finish-
over to Ro, climbs onto her back, and then grabs one of the bottles that she took, and then runs back over to you.
Unnecessary and
Oh,
rude.
Morgan takes it with a grin, fills up her flask, sticks her flask back in her pocket belt thing, and sticks the rest of the bottle in her bag.
Well, all of this is well and good, guys. Where do we want to be dropped off at?
I say
Probably
over
where we were
by-
picked up.
Yeah, I agree with Dea.
Closer to the connection between the red and orange line, if possible.
Yeah.
Do we
close
want to
the-
go? Do we want to go there, or do we want to go to the one that has two mantles in the same area?
That one
We
I
don't
think
want to be
should go
teleported
last.
there without knowing what we're walking into.
Exactly.
And what
I think that should be our last.
wasn't
one.
there? There were supposed to be armories by the forges where the fires were.
Mm-hmm.
And that as well.
Do you think you could
There
tell
might be
us like a
something.
more exact location?
We could ask.
Why don't you go ask?
Where's he at?
Oh,
You've not yet seen Hongaron.
Hongaron.
Hey,
He
Ro.
could ask his friend.
Why don't you ask the idol?
Gale's gonna find the little guy.
He's just kind of
Okay.
sitting on the table, like he's like legs are like spread out, hands are kind of like down.
Can
Kinda sitting
so
there.
is
Do you know where Hongaron is?
He nods.
We wanted to ask him a question. Should we go get him, or would he come down here?
It stands up, raises its arms up in the air, starts running.
He's gonna go get him.
All right,
I think he's gonna go.
that solves
if we're
that.
going, okay. Well, I think when we head out, well, if we're gonna head out now,
As soon as we
I'm trying to
can,
decide if I'm trying to decide. No, I'm gonna wait. Wait.
Is there an okay? There's only one of the Eidolons that we're dealing with.
There's
Yeah,
only
there's
one
only
Eidolon.
one.
Okay.
There are multiple wooden figurines. You know, they are normal people size. The Eidolon is tiny.
Do you think he's
Okay.
got any goggles for us to use while we're going through the burn district?
I doubt it, but I mean we can ask.
Just anything to help cut away some of the smoke and ash.
That would be helpful.
Eventually, the Eidolon will come back. Well, more accurately, Hongaron will come back. The Eidolon is now nowhere to be seen.
Damn it!
And he'll look at you guys and go, "All right, so what's the plan then? I'm sure there's something you're looking to get to."
I think we want to get close back to where you found us, because I think we're gonna go for the mantle that's supposed to be at the red line. But
That's very doable. Pretty straightforward.
You mentioned before that there were some forages over there. We just want to make sure that if there are any good weapons to help take down uh, this person we're looking for, see if there aren't any left. Do you know if there's anything specific, any specific areas to look at?
I mean, I won't bank on it, but it's certainly worth a shot. Good luck. Do you want me to drop you off at the orange and red line stations, or what?
That might be a good idea.
Yeah, probably.
If it's that might be easier. That way, we're not trying to fight through all the smoke. That might be better. What do you guys think?
I like that idea.
All right, let's
rather
let's do
do
that then. Right at the orange and red, and we'll go from there.
All right. In that case, give me a second. And he kind of walks over to one of those wooden figurines. He just kind of grabs it by the head and pops off the head.
Oh.
Ah.
Fuck.
All right. So, you remember how I mentioned that whole mistake wandering around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if you deal with it, or if you see it, once you're done with that, use this, and he holds out the wooden head to get a hold of me.
I'll take it.
That's an interesting way to
I-
do
Maybe-
that.
maybe you
inform
should
the
go
back
in the-
holding.
Bag of holding, since it's
Bag of
kind of a
holding?
human-sized head.
You can tie it to your belt to look cool.
Sure.
Headhunter Cal.
I'm the
Hongaron.
Yeah.
That's fucking badass.
I'm the one who sort of took on the job, so
Yeah.
I'll carry the head.
You are carrying a one wooden figurine head. It feels light, like it's made of balsa wood.
Is there any? This is a question that I'm not sure if you can help us with, but is there any way you can provide us with goggles or something to protect our eyes? Because it's quite smoky and ashy in there.
No, without taking quite a bit of time to make some.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering. Never mind then. Thank you anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you're
No,
dead, really nothing gets in your eyes because you don't have them. So
It's quite understandable. I figured I'd
But
ask.
So everybody ready to go?
Let's go.
Mhm.
Maddie,
Alright,
you
Alright.
before
ready?
we leave,
While
Ready
we were
for me?
waiting for him, could I talk to my sister for like a hot second?
Yeah, sure.
No, I was like, while we were waiting for him to come down, I wanted.
Yeah,
to
I
talk
know.
to
That was me saying it in the character's voice because I wanted to.
Okay. So I like to go to say, hey, you know those lovely little tonfa that I gave you, that I sort of almost died for. Can I have one?
Cal.
Yeah.
The tonfas that you almost died for yesterday, saying you had them. You want them?
She brings up a good point.
Yes. Because at this point, everyone else is getting some sort of cool magical item or of some sort. I could use one. I'm kind of the only person who doesn't have a magic weapon of some kind, who actually uses them. And ultimately, I got real close to dying again. Almost as close as I did with the dragon. If I'm going to get that close to death, I'm going to come out of it grinning and throwing it in its face that it can't kill me.
Alright, well,
And you're not really using them, so since they
yes,
are in your bag.
but the reason you almost died is because you attracted the attention by claiming you had them. But, listen, okay,
Very well
you're
clear.
carrying
Okay.
a shield anyway. So
Yeah, I
I'll
want one.
give you one. I'll keep the other. And therefore, if what did he call him? Zants?
Zats.
Zats?
Zat.
If
I have in my notes.
If
It
Zats
is
comes
up above.
back and wants them, then he has to go through both of us rather than just one. Or maybe we can confuse him.
Twinsies. And he'll try to
Twinsies.
do, if she has them both out, he'll try to do like the cheers thing, like taps the tips so they zap a little bit. Like cheers.
Gotcha. Got it. You do so.
She-
You will have to attune to it, and I'll say that you can
said
do
it
so.
wasn't-
It's not attuned. You,
Oh, it's- oh, yeah,
you
right, it's
took
not
that
attuned.
back.
You're right.
Before
My brain hurts.
before
Mood.
she hands it over, but she like kind of pauses and she goes, "I don't like talking about death with you, Caleron, but we've come close a couple times in the past few days, and if I die and I don't come back, I don't. I have to tell someone this. I don't want to be buried, okay? Burn my body,
Okay.
spread my ashes on the ocean breeze, please."
Sure. But you're not going to die anytime soon. Not if I have anything to say.
I don't plan on it, but if it happens, and just know that I love you and I'll always be with you, even in death.
Likewise.
She just kind of nods and goes back to the party.
Yeah, Calthor just sort of like does that like awkward sibling punch on the shoulder. And just, like,
Awkward sibling hug?
no, not how he
No,
just sort
not
of
yet.
punches the shoulder and just like
Guys,
okay, cool.
Last time someone talked about dying this much was
They
Gale.
died.
It's true.
Can I please
She's-
cast Death Ward?
She's
You,
really
you,
worried.
you can definitely do a twin to cast a death ward, I believe. As long as you
Okay.
meet the requirements for the sorcery points. Yeah.
She does.
I think it's 4
Yeah.
sorcery points, and you have to just take it while we're talking and finish it up. You just randomly
She
come up and
walks
go
up
like,
behind
hi.
you two and just.
Just slaps both of them in the back. There you go.
Maddie, what was that?
Yeah, sorcery points equal to the spell level. Yeah, you can waste. You can cast.
That's
you
already
use 4
waste.
sorcery points and cast death ward on
I
both of
don't
them.
care. I already used it.
Good.
Hello,
Maddie,
Maddie.
what did you just cast on us? It
Death
feels
ward?
a bit different. What does that do?
Prevents you from dying.
Like ever?
Well, not ever. Just for the remaining of 8 hours. We don't want to repeat that incident again.
Oh,
Well, no promises.
well, thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, though.
Sure. That sounds like a lot of trouble.
Who just drew a knife?
That was me.
It was me.
It was me. It was not a
Morgan's
knife.
coming out.
It was me uncapping my pen, and it scraped aside my like metal cup. And it
It
was,
makes a brilliant shing noise.
thank you.
Yeah, it's like,
Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
But yeah, that was it.
are we heading out then?
Yeah, unless somebody
Hi.
else got something.
All right. In that
Cool.
case, Hongaron will do the familiar motions, and he will cast Arcane Tunnel, and you will see a funnel-shaped opening appear in the room, and you see it goes off towards a new location, wherein you see that there are these 2 kind of familiar-looking buildings from where you guys entered. One of which has a small thing currently inside of it on one side.
What thing?
It looks like one of those trolleys you saw.
Well, I'm gonna go through and casting mage armor as I go.
You do so. Or are you going to go through?
Yeah, Gale's
Yeah.
walking through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll walk through.
You all make your way through. Hongaron goes, all right, don't die. And then he will cast something else and the portal disappears.
Cast soul magic. Yeah.
All right.
Now find
let's,
yourself standing out in front of 2 trolley stations.
Let's go explore.
Do we know where to look specifically around here?
I mean, Cal can do that little magic thing.
Are you able
Um,
to do it, Kyle, or are we just looking?
No,
That's the
I
highest passive
can,
perception.
but
Should be Cal.
what?
I said, who has the highest passive perception? It should be you, Cal.
Dea.
Me.
No, it's Dea because she
Oh,
got.
it's Dea?
I have the
expertise.
most by 1 point over Cal.
Right.
She's got expertise.
In that case, inside of the it would be the station on the right. You see several blinking lights,
Blinking lights.
kind of a white yellowish color light. It's kind of blinking.
Dea points at the lights and goes, what are those?
What are those?
What
can find
are
out.
those?
What are this?
Hey, Gail, rock, paper, scissors to see who goes and touches it.
No,
I have
don't
to
touch
roll.
it.
I
Stop it.
win.
Cal's already walking over there.
I'll follow him.
Stealthily.
Dave, you yell at us for doing this stuff, but your brother does it too.
Yeah, I try to stop him too.
All right, Cal, you begin walking towards the station as something was flying out of the station right at you, and
I
we'll
said
pick up there last
stealthily.
session.
I said stealthily.
Yay!
Yay! I have a friend.
Uh,
You fuckers!
This is my distant word!